Well, here we are, just Josh and Eli, caught between the left and the holy high. Woke and the righteous both gone mad. We're the middle ground you never knew you had. Stuck in the middle, that's where we'll stay. Common sense talking in a world gone astray. Left says this, right says that. We're the voice of reason in a tit for tat. We got no pitchforks, we got no signs, just a couple of guys trying to toe the line. A brace of patriot, we wear the name. Not red, not blue, but we play the same game. Stuck in the middle, that's where we'll stay. Common sense talking in a world gone astray. Left says this, right says that. We're the voice of reason in a tit for tat. Gone crazy, but we're keeping cool. A dose of sanity is our golden rule. If you're tired of extremes, we'll pull up a seat. We're the podcast for the middle of the street. Stuck in the middle, that's where we'll stay. Common sense talking in a world gone astray. Left says this, right says that. We're the voice of reason in a tit for tat.
And just like that, stuck in the middle returns.
Neighborino.
Hello, Neighborino. Is that your new intro? Is that your new intro? Heidi ho, Neighborino.
I'm going to see how it sticks. I mean, it might be more popular than Shabbat Shalom. That seems to be very divisive right now.
I know one guy in particular who probably really loves when you say Shabbat Shalom. Because, you know, he's still watching. He's still watching. He's waiting for that number to come up. He wants to call in.
I think that there's, I mean, the possibility, I think, is pretty strong when it comes to people that find somebody on the interwebs and maybe get a little fixation. I got some strange text messages, and they have that kind of troll vibe going on, so could be.
You do more than a lot of people I know. Like, you attract, like, obsessive people. I don't know what that is. I think Shamrock and somebody else made that comment either in our chat somewhere on a post or maybe even in the Facebook group. But they were like guys obsessed with you more than like crazy girls do sometimes. It's like, you really know how to lure them in, bud. You're doing a fantastic job. Keep up the good work.
I blame it all. What's up, Jack Ober, homie? God bless you. Yeah, what can I say? Look, I have been in a very odd place in this YouTube algorithm, the YouTube streets, and what can I say? It's unavoidable. You step in shit, you're gonna get some flies that follow you around. So That's that.
Speaking of stepping in shit. Speaking of stepping in shit, Donald Trump sharded or maybe farted, and we'll smell some of that shit. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Did he really?
I don't know. The whole story stinks. Get it?
You see, double. You did a double there.
I did.
That's like a 2-pointer, whatever those kids say.
I don't keep track of score anymore. Yeah, I don't keep track of score anymore. We got that. We got some Grammy madness. That's probably gonna really like be like the glue that holds the whole show together, kind of thing. Like that's the whole like, oh look at that, some crazy shit. Oh, we'll go over here. Oh, back to this. Oh, we'll go over there. Back to this. So enjoy the frenetic energy tonight. It's
at the hub, and yes, always be prepared for frenetic energy. That's a 10-point word, $5 word. 10 points to Gryffindor. And
can I be honest?
I'm gonna break the bread.
Can I be honest real quick? Because I'm not sure if it's frenetic or frantic. So
it's frenetic.
Do that with what you will.
Okay, fine, but it's frenetic.
Okay, sure, no problem.
All right,
I'll believe you this time, Eli. A lot.
Well, yeah, I mean, my name, it's very sus. So, man, okay,
What do you want to get into? What are you doing?
So
he's got the star.
This thing, okay, yeah, it's been a cause of some intrigue in my life. All right, brief context is like I'm not really Jewish, but I really love the family of mine that was. That's it, period. So I wear this in honor, and it is like in any video game, you get quest items in life, right?
All right.
I used to wear a smaller one. I lost it in a fight. My father bought this for me because he knew I used to love to wear it. And it does appear that Jewish people, if they recognize you're Jewish, they open up the secret dialogue with you. They are way more open about how they feel about everything. And like I got to hear the word goyim. I think I mentioned this on the last live for the first time, used in a somewhat derogatory statement.
Oh, did you were you like, yeah, those damn goyim? Like, did you chime in with like were you vibing out with your fellow Jew at that moment? Like, our distaste for goyims are bringing us together right now.
Well, Jesus H.
Also, too, like real quick, just saying the word goyim. I'm sorry to cut you off. It does sound like a fun candy, doesn't it? Like I'm gonna go get a couple goyims from the I go to the movies. I get a few Reese's Pieces. I get some goyims, and then I get a nice drink and a popcorn tied all together. Right? It sounds like a nice candy.
Give me a bucket of goyim.
Yeah, let me get 2 goyims.
Get some butter on the goyims.
Yeah. Whoa.
I look. I'll tell you this. It is clear that it brings comfort to Jewish people when they see the Star of David. They look at if I'm wearing a name tag, the name is Jewish. They just seem overall far more comfortable and intrigued in me as a human being, which I find interesting. And just to flesh it all out, the extent of the mention of the term was these goyims are so. Basically, it was an older Jewish woman married to this fella, talking about how they wear the crosses or they wear the jewelry so boldly or whatever, and I didn't know what to make of that. But that's it. Nothing else. No secret meetings. No secret paychecks or handshakes. Not yet. And there was one Muslim family where they looked at me in pure disgust. The father looked like he literally wanted to knock this.
He was none too pleased.
Right off, and the mother looked at me.
He was just like he was petting his machete. He was like, you know what they've done with this before, huh?
That's what I saw in the eyes.
Ooh.
And he looked disgusted. I gave him some money, and he was like, oh, kafur. He didn't really say that. And the mother, who was like covered and everything, she was like to the little daughter, "Come on, let's go, honey," because she was like looking at me. So
there's one of those J's. There's one of those J's. Careful, it'll suck your life out or whatever.
Is that one of a mama? Yes.
All
By
right.
God. So that was the extent of some of my days.
Once we get into it, your people, they're mentioned in the Epstein files quite heavily as far as Mossad goes, and it's getting further, and maybe if we feel frisky enough, we'll play that. We'll dissect a quick few moments of that one video I was telling you about the welfare city in upstate New York that's just chock full of them.
which is shocking to me. You see, a misconception is that like we all know everything about each other. I think
No?
that's done with most generalizations.
Yeah, you guys have like telephones where you guys keep in contact with one another. Like this is
The
what's
Jew
going
phone.
on over here.
Just like yeah, like the bat phone. We all have the Jew phone.
It's like a dollar sign in the sky. Like,
yeah, right. With the little hat, it drops
yeah.
immediately. Emergency yarmulke.
that's what it is. Yeah.
And the last thing, the Epstein everything. Okay, everything about this. It's put me in some weird Twilight Zone like state of mind where I just I don't know what to believe anymore. I think the people that react when their names come out is more telling. But something you constantly remind me. We're supposed to be taking the word of not only the fucking DOJ that we have no reason to trust, but also of like that one of the most mastermind manipulating pedophiles in the world.
It is a weird, like if you just take a step back and just look at it, like it is kind of funny. There's nothing else but to laugh at. It's like we some people are really taking the word of a pedophile. It's
right.
like, well, that's odd, right? It's a little odd, like just because the word, and they're not taking the word of the other quote pedophile, DJT allegedly, right? So it's like, hey, this is our PDF, but you keep your PDF because he's the bad guy, but our guy's telling the truth. Your PDF, he's not. All right, it's a battle of the PDFs.
All right, I can't help it when I hear his name, Trump's name, utilized when it's anywhere near the Epstein or the PDF, anything.
Hey, ever told you this joke before?
Oh God. Just so quickly, you just gave me a fucking heart attack. The caffeine helped immensely.
Yeah.
Just when it comes to like. If I'm going to stop supporting Trump or whatever or stop being a concern, whatever the fuck people want from me, everybody seems so concerned about what everybody else believes. I'd always thought that was meant for what your convictions are, but no, everybody's got to be influenced by somebody.
Right.
I need to see something that's equivalent to a smoking gun for me to disavow Trump, and with all the research I've done. All the mentionings I've seen, I haven't seen the smoking gun. If you got that, anybody got that for me, I'll fucking disavow him immediately. But until then, no. I love what he's doing with his policies and enacting and immigration. Go ICE. That's my stance. Dunsky. That's it. Simple.
Yeah, it's right now. If you don't like him, you believe some of the allegations. If you do like him, you're probably like, I don't believe it's true. And I think also the minority, there are people who don't like him, but they're also like, I need something a little more concrete, right? And there are people who do like him, and they're like, this seems a little sketchy to me. So it really is both sides of the coin, which is stuck in the middle. By the way, I'm sure there's nobody new right now, but stuck in the middle is not necessarily like middle of the road in politics. Like we come to the table to hopefully look at whatever topic is, on the table, at risk of being redundant again.
Whatever's out in front, we want to be able to scrutinize it evenly, regardless.
Unquote, unbiasedly, at least perceivably. I know we all have our biases. Like people say you should be called stuck in the conservative.
Yeah, either way, someone's gonna be pissed off and claim that we're this way or that way. When honestly, it's just we're giving our honest takes, and that's all we got.
Yeah.
So,
or maybe we're not being honest with ourselves. Like we're giving honest takes, but when it comes down to say which way we lean, we're being like, well, I'm not conservative. I would never be that. I'm not a liberal. I'll never be that. I'm in the middle.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but a lot of your views do tend to lean one way. No, people do think we play stupid sometimes, or
Oh, sure. Well, that comes with the territory.
Yeah.
And hardcore Detroit welcome, by the way, Sasha. I'm not familiar with Sasha Riley's testimony, but I've heard again secondhand. So I have to. I have gone through almost.
Is Sasha Riley I know there's like a 13-year-old, there's a 15-year-old, because I don't necessarily know some of the allegations by name, but is Sasha Riley like the youngest one of the allegations? I'm asking.
I don't I do not know, so I don't want to make any false frame of reference. But from hearsay, what was described is pretty fucking awful, disgusting. But then, I guess I'm going to blame some of your influence in, again, reminding me we're taking the word of a mass manipulating, evil pedophile, and also
Yeah.
Trump is mentioned as President Trump in a document from 2014. Why the fuck was he called President Trump in 2014?
Maybe it was like an inside joke, like he's running for it, like he was telling people he's going to run in 2016, close confidants, and it got out.
Okay,
Like,
maybe.
I
There's
don't
some
know.
confusing shit, man. There's claims of other people. I don't know if you got. I'm gonna assume those of you that are here use X or social media platforms, but there's a lot of confusion or maybe misinformation being shared right now, and I'll get specific with one so that I can give the frame of reference. Dan Balzerian, he and Post Malone were in a photo. This was released by the Epstein files, and it's them with two females that are redacted. So it looks terrible when they're redacted and you just see like their legs hanging out. Then the photos unredacted, and the claims that are being corroborated by other people are that this was on his Facebook in 2018. Why were they thrown in the files? So I don't know where to look to go for the truth anymore. I don't know where. I'm confused.
So that accusation or the idea here, if I'm following it correctly, is these pictures were already available and on Dan Bilzerian's Instagram, and then just recently in the Epstein files release, like how many of the same photos do you know? Did he say all? Did he say some? Did he say a few? But regardless, he said some. He said his photos from Instagram and wound up on the Epstein files. Can you corroborate that? Is this truth? What?
So I'm looking at his X feed, and this was posted on 3rd of February. So today, every pic I posted on my IG is in the files with girls' faces blacked out.
Here we go. Here we go. Okay, I think I got something that you sent here to the chat. I'll pull that up.
Yep, that's the source of somebody else mentioning or noticing that this photograph that's circulating, adjacent with the Epstein files, stamped with the Epstein like kind of watermark, is that this is not the source. So, like, if that's true, then we're being lied to on a massive scale. Somebody's really fucking up, and that just leads to more confusion.
So, did you say the date? So this says Dan Bilzerian posted this image with Post Malone to Facebook in 2018. Why was this included in the Epstein file? So, in the picture between Eli and myself, you see that redacted photo. Dan Bilzerian being in the white, Post Malone being to screen right, and then the two girls being redacted. But then when you scroll over and even to his Instagram, you see there's the photo there. And it's not the first time. To be fair, though, remember when the first release or one of the first few photos came out, when I would assume it wasn't the DOJ, but like whatever Democrat, I think it was a Democrat. I think the Democrats, they redacted some pictures that we already had out there. Like Trump was hanging around. So right now you're seeing like both sides guilty of this redaction technique. Like, oh, but this is even more weird if it's true that you're taking photos from some dudes. Like, besides the photos, are the names Dan Bilzerian or Post Malone mentioned in the Epstein files besides those photos?
I can't offer any confirmation to whether they have been mentioned. I've heard nothing to that effect. I see that Dan Bilzerian, if you go to his account, he posts being on Piers Morgan. Wait, fucking November 13th, 2024. So there's nothing. There's no evidence I've seen where either of these individuals have been mentioned.
This is kind of leading me to believe that this whole thing they knew was a clusterfuck. And by they, I'm not just implicating this DOJ. I'm saying the Biden, hell, maybe even Obama and the previous Trump. Like, they had all this information out there, and like there's a lot of names in there, and there's not necessarily I believe some people are just named and they're not like in these emails like we'll get to where like Elon Musk maybe said some questionable shit, but they're kind of mentioned secondhand or something like that. And I'm almost led to believe that they didn't want. It's like we're just gonna cause a clusterfuck of like who's who and what's what. It's not gonna do good. Or maybe at first, and maybe eventually the truth will weed itself out. But it's just like there's so many like people are going to be implicated improperly who had nothing to do with it, but they're going to be kind of put under this umbrella right now just because of how some of these things were released. And if this is true too, we're seeing that to be the case because I just asked Chat GPT. It's just saying a photo popped up, and it's not saying anything else besides the photo being in the file. So just like. Yeah, that's weird. That's weird to me. But question. It's from 2018. So we know it was at the very least put in there since 2018. So that could either be Biden or it could be Trump, because Trump was in from 2016 to 2020. So a good question to know, or a good question to ask so we know, is when was the photo added? Was it added during Trump's tenure? Was it added during Biden's tenure? I don't know what difference that would make, but it would, at least start to get somewhere. Like who's being a little more sneaky,
A lot of questions need to be asked so we can just get to the damn bottom of whatever the fuck is going on. Are we facing like a red herring? Is this all being used because they know how much the people have been calling for this as a means of misinformation, to misinform, to confuse, I don't know. Is this a fucking psyop within itself? Are we being played? Or are we watching a very corrupt or chaotic process trying to get siphoned through? It's fucking, I don't know, but I've been perpetually confused and it's been frustrating.
When I see shit like this in regards to the Epstein files, I do think back to the old adage, the old saying, never let a good controversy go to waste, which brings me to Ted Lieu real quick, saying, I was so shocked he said this stuff about Trump, like unabashedly. He just was like, yeah, he's this, he's that. I urge people to look into it. It's like, man, you're asking for a defamation charge here. And then we can get into maybe some Elon Musk, some George Clooney, and a few other people in regards to this Epstein thing. But this, holy shit. You tell me what you think about what Ted Lieu says here. God, I mean, it takes some balls, I suppose, but is it just blatantly stupid at this point?
Real quick, what's up, Shep? Shamrock, Great White, Sea Fowls, Third Eye, everybody welcome. God bless. Actions, great to see you.
We have the comments going, so I can pull up comments if we want to discuss a comment or just highlight a comment. So let me know if you see something good. I'm not always in the chat just because, so if you see a comment I should put up on the screen, let me know. And as well as I'll try to look out. So here's Ted Lieu saying some crazy shit. Says Democrat Representative Ted Lieu held a press conference claiming that Epstein files contain thousands of documents showing President Trump raped and threatened to unalive children. So and he doesn't beat around the bush here. Hopefully YouTube doesn't get angry at us for this, but I mean,
they're always angry.
Yeah. How dare you? Bring this down a little bit. There we go. Okay, here we go. Ted Lieu.
So why are Republicans so interested in Bill and Hillary Clinton? It's because they're trying to distract from the fact that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files thousands and thousands of times. In those files, there's highly disturbing allegations of Donald Trump raping children, of Donald Trump threatening to kill children. So I encourage your press to go look at these allegations. And I'm highly disturbed that Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche just got the law wrong. Yesterday, he said, essentially, that it is not a crime to party with Jeffrey Epstein. Well, that's actually not correct. If Jeffrey Epstein was human trafficking minors for these sex parties, and you show up and patronize the establishment at that party, yes, you're guilty, because patronizing is part of the law.
So isn't he also like inadvertently implicating Clinton? He's just saying now that Trump is, He's using what you just brought to my attention, that Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton are being called in front of the House to testify on something in regards to the Epstein thing.
Yeah, House, an oversight committee. They're going to be testifying, I guess, regarding their involvement. Finally, but
Right.
yes,
So
I
that's
see
what
where
he's
you're
referencing.
going.
That's what he's referencing there. He's saying, oh, the reason why he's, the reason why they're being called in is to take the smoke off him. And then he goes on to say, and, if you have been to these parties, you are complicit. It's like, oh, well, that's not good for Bill, is it then?
Precisely,
Yeah.
and I think the evidence has been proven to be stronger that Bill Clinton was very much involved, at least as opposed to what we have in regards to Trump's involvement.
And again,
That's just
we have to, and we're gonna be guilty of this too. The people we don't like, they knew it. The people were like kind of on their side. Oh, they had no idea it was going on. The other side watching this video is gonna do the same thing. They're gonna see, you know what I mean? Like, in one breath, we just said, and you agreed, this is a pedophile saying this stuff. Why are we believing it, right? But then when the pedophile corroborates someone we don't like being there, we're like, ha, got him. And we take that word for it. But when the pedophile says somebody we do like was there, we're like, well, how are you going to trust the pedophile?
and yeah, I find myself on the facing the barrel, so to speak, when I'm still defending Trump because I just want to see, that smoking gun, so I can just say, okay, definitive proof, boom. I am I'm automatically accused of I'm glazing him and I'm blinding myself to the evidence that's there. But the evidence that's there is not enough. Again, it's not the smoking gun.
They're really thin allegations, All right, let's play
Yeah, from what I've seen, yeah, they are. They fucking are.
a little more, Ted.
All right.
And you show up and patronize the establishment at that party, yes, you're guilty because patronizing is part of the law, the federal sex trafficking law. So Deputy General Tablanche just got that wrong, which maybe explains why they aren't investigating all these folks, including Donald Trump. He needs to read the law and investigate these people. He also needs to resign, not only for not knowing the law, but a massive, not only screw up, but the biggest privacy violation in history. They release a lot of pictures of minors unredacted, just violated the privacy of these girls. It is uncalled for what they did. The one thing that they could not do under this law was to invade the privacy
Yeah, but they also redacted images of people who weren't minors to make them look like minors. So, like, where's their moral, like, what moral high ground do they have to stand on?
So I mean, well, the immediate thought I had is because it was just in the background when I was eating something. The Jufrees, rest in peace to Virginia. Her family, it was her brother speaking. They're outraged that apparently, even though it's established they know she was a victim, but that they are showing all these victims that but fuck, man, it sucks that has been done. I don't want the victims or their families to have to go through any more pain, but is it somewhat necessary? Because we've been already lied to with redactions. So how do we fucking know anymore?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The redactions have been used to manipulate us into believing that it's something that it wasn't. So
Okay, exactly. Keep that same vibe, because then when we're just discussing how one side uses redactions to make something seem like it isn't, and then we have a picture that proves it wrong. Even we just showed that with the Post Malone and Dan Bilzerian thing. We don't know which DOJ included that photo in there, but right now, because the Trump DOJ released it, we have to give the blame to them. Okay. So with that whole manipulation thing in mind, why do then they do stuff like this? To Jeffrey Epstein from Redacted, but the message reads, "Thank you for a fun night. Your littlest girl was a little naughty." Right? So, my point is, I don't know if the name there would kind of take away what the message is, but it is like, why are we redacting this person's name if this is what it's supposed to be?
Right.
Like, if the implication here is your littlest girl was a little naughty. Little's repeated twice. The implication is it seems like it's a child, right? And they're saying naughty. It seems like it's a
There's no other takeaway.
sexual thing. You know, I was trying to beat around the bush there, but and now
somebody
you're
would have to make
redacting that name.
Yeah, this is something I think that this is the exact example of what everybody has been wanting, the transparency. That's someone that is clearly, I'm going to say, a fucking criminal. There's no other way it could be painted, and this person should be exposed so they can.
Well, what if it was a midget, though?
themselves.
Like, what if it was a midget and he's being like facetious?
Well, then, like, you know, it's something that this is like such gaslighting. So even if it was a midget for the sake of the hypothetical, we would still be deserved of the explanation that was the motherfucking case, dude. Because we cannot continue to have all of this seething rage in us that's being played with and manipulated to some degree. The elites, the powers that be, the people that control us, I don't know, we're being fucked with or whatever. And at this point, to even wave that in front of us and not give us an answer, it is stirring and causing chaos. Agreed, Joe Pon. I don't understand.
Yeah, here's a good example of possible manipulation, but then you have to ask yourself as to why, you know, this person would be so like for getting all this stuff out right away. That would be Elon Musk. Elon Musk was mentioned in the emails, and you know, they were if I can find the Elon Musk email, I don't think I got it up. Let me
while you're looking,
yes,
I'll
please.
take this moment to admit, based on hearsay and hearsay alone, and it's important sometimes that I continue to do this show to remind myself not to get so inflamed by hearsay, to vet things for myself. I was already throwing Elon Musk under the bus based on what I had heard without looking further into it. So I'm happy to learn a little bit more, because the way it was framed from what I did listen to is that it seemed like he was a puppy dog trying to constantly ask Epstein for invitation after invitation to as many of his parties and gatherings as possible. And one time he was declined, and it just looked bad. I was like, well, screw Musk.
Yeah. Yep. And before we read Musk's retort, I think it'd be good to look at the email. If we can fucking find it. There's so many out there. And you know, one of the fucking craziest things is, how do you know some of this shit isn't bullshit? All right. Now, there's one in particular that I want to find. There you go.
And to anybody that's maybe what we refer to as pocket watching, it's okay. Have no fear. It's okay to engage. We're here regardless of agreeing, disagreeing, wherever you stand on either side of the aisle or the fence. We're here for discussion. So please do not feel any way. This is an open community.
So I guess we're led to believe here that Elon Musk messages Jeffrey Epstein on September 11th. He says, I run and lead a product design engineering for 2 complicated companies. Moreover, SpaceX is about to launch what is arguably the most advanced rocket in history, flying to New York to see UN diplomats do nothing. Flying to New York to see UN diplomats do nothing would be an unwise use of time. Any plans for New York? The opening of the General Assembly has many interesting people coming to the House. So, like, I don't know what he asked in there, but then Epstein responds with, "Do you think I'm retarded? Question mark. Just kidding. There is no one over 25 and all very cute." So is Elon Musk inviting Epstein to whatever he's doing right now, to this General Assembly thing? And there's this one.
So what we can extrapolate is clearly Elon Musk is requesting to be in the presence of Epstein for an Epstein party of some kind.
Or it seemed like he was requesting Epstein to come to his party, and Epstein said there's nobody under 25 there. Do you think I'm retarded?
Oh.
Let's see. So this one right here says, just a little reminder, Elon Musk was asking about your island on January 2nd, being forwarded. This is from Elon Musk. Actually, I could fly Fly back early on the 3rd. We will be in St. Bart's. When should we head to your island on the 2nd? Yes, I need to fly back. So like there's seemingly a lot of conversation between Epstein and Musk. So Musk.
So all right, Musk just asked to go to the fucking island.
It seemed like it, yeah.
Yeah,
Right, a little bit. It seemed like he was asking like to go there. Like there was no direct question. Can I come to your island? Like so, like that's like it seemed like it. It seemed like he was asking Jeffrey to come to whatever he was doing at one point too. But this is what Elon says, and you tell me what you think about this. Because keep in mind too that let's just say it's true. Let's just concede to the fact that yes, Elon was asking. We know 100% like that to be the case. Why would
that's what it appeared to me to be.
Yes, so
that's what it looked like.
That's fine. Why would then he be so adamant for this stuff to be released, knowing he's in there?
Wait,
he was a very big proponent of getting those Epstein files released, knowing that he's going to be in there, and like he knows he's in there. If he thinks it's such danger to him, and he knows he was doing something bad, why would he also be so adamant it be released? So this is his, this is what he says. He says nobody has fought harder for a full release of the Epstein files and prosecutions of those who abuse children more than I did, knowing full well that the legacy media, far left propagandists, and those who are actually guilty would. Number 1, admit nothing. Number 2, deny everything. Number 3, make counter accusations against me. I knew that I would be smeared relentlessly despite never having attended his parties or been on his, quote, Lolita Express plane or set foot on his creepy island or done anything wrong at all. Nonetheless, the extreme pain of being accused of being the opposite of who I am was worth it. The strong must protect those who cannot protect themselves, especially vulnerable children. I will gladly accept any amount of future pain to do more to protect kids and give them a chance to grow up and have a happy life.
Okay.
But like, how do you explain the fucking emails though? Like that's what's weird, like.
I don't know. All right. When it comes to this fun game that we play here on this show very often, which is the game of pure speculation, you could look at him being an advocate for the release almost in the same way as perhaps, and I don't mean to conflate these as being similar, as Trump using it as a tool to want to get elected. That could have been Musk trying to just be looking on like he's on the right side,
like thinking it would never release, but like saying he wants it to, kind of vibe. Like, oh, yeah. I know it's never gonna release, but let me pretend like I want it to.
And again, like just from pure speculation alone, that's just
it's like reverse psychology.
One of many theories.
Yeah.
But again, it boils down to that one fucking ultimate point, which is all of a sudden now we're taking a fucking a demonic pedophile, allegedly double agent's word. He was lying to everybody, trying to blackmail everybody, and now we're taking him at his word. But again, this is also a look into his own inner workings, his black book.
Funny man,
system,
Jon Stewart
right?
made.
Yep, exactly. It's but that's where you don't know. Like we don't know the psychology of Jeffrey Epstein. Is he crazy enough to make up stuff? Is he baiting people? Are people dumb enough to not understand? Like there's so many unanswered questions where we can speculate and we can kind of come to a conclusion, but that conclusion is thoroughly based on how we feel, or specifically based on what little evidence we do have and who we do and do not like. It's really not based on anything concrete yet.
I would love for those of you. All right, so Kyle, welcome. By the way, Elon in the files period. Anybody that's willing to utilize their voice, and by the way, I did nugget notice that's Julian.
Yep.
You're spamming the chat, so I timed you out for 60 seconds. Calm it down, son. Everybody else is I'd love to see if there's some sort of consensus. What do you think? Is Elon Musk guilty or not? Simple as that. 1 for guilty, 2 for not guilty, 3 undecided. I would love to know other people's takes, because
so Kyle says he's in it, period. But what does that mean though? Just be like, people are mentioning, okay, for instance, Jon Stewart Jon Stewart, he's mentioned in there. Does that mean he's guilty? Let's see the inside edition. I guess they just, like, while we were prepping, they just released this. They just put this out.
And it hurt my heart immediately. I'll admit any bias, but it looked like Jon Stewart was. This is an event of him getting ahead. I derived that just from the description alone. This will be our first time watching this. That came out 2 hours ago.
Let's check it out. Inside edition. Let me go ahead and make this a little smaller for us so we can see it. All right, lady, what you got?
I'm over Julian, buddy. I'm not sorry.
Quite the admission on his Comedy Central show last night, revealing he's in the Epstein files, but it's not as nefarious as it sounds.
Jon Stewart drops a bombshell.
I am also in the files.
It's true. His name appears in the latest document dump from the Epstein files.
This is actually true.
The Stunned Daily Show host says he's mentioned in an email sent from a Hollywood producer to Jeffrey Epstein suggesting Stewart as the host for a proposed TV special.
Somebody like Jon Stewart could host/narrate the biographical part. Excuse me? I am offended. Somebody like Jon Stewart?
The show never happened, and Stewart says he never did meet Epstein. Meanwhile, former CNN anchor...
I think a good majority of people in the, quote, Epstein files are just like that. Like, they got named somehow. Like, when you're emailing directly with Epstein, that's a whole different beast. But I do think a lot of people in the files who are, quote, mentioned are like Jon Stewart here, where, like, their name is mentioned, but it has nothing to do with them ever being there or associating with him. It's a name is there.
And the way this entire thing has been treated, again, I feel like we've been gaslit with this entire thing from the beginning to now, and the timing of the release, everything's so fucking upside down. It just feels like we have created an umbrella where if you hear a name, even if they're just being mentioned without any evidence of them being actually involved or even in the actual discussion, just being named, we're at a point where we're just going to demonize them blindly.
Well, okay, for instance, George Clooney. Did George Clooney directly contact Epstein, or was he named in the files? Because didn't you say, like, Benny Johnson, like, tore him down or something like that?
Is pretty bad.
Well, that's what I'm asking you. Like, I don't know.
No. So Ghislaine Maxwell was very gossipy about her having a sexual encounter with George Clooney. And he is named in full, and then he's named a few times thereafter as George C., as a very popular leading actor, this, that, or the other. But
he has no email. He didn't email Epstein.
He is not the one that's within the bounds of communicating. Active communication. No.
It's secondhand people talking about him.
Yes, by Ghislaine and other people, other witnesses, other girls.
Then may I ask you this?
Other celebrities.
Then, if Benny Johnson has taken down George Clooney via secondhandness, why does he not exclaim the same incredulity to Trump? Because Trump was not in contact with Epstein directly, but he's named secondhanded. The allegations are made against him, but he's not taking those as serious as he is taking serious the person he doesn't like because they're on the left.
Okay, this is kind of got, my mind got blown away for a moment because of your point. Base Girl just said something that was like a holy shit moment. And I just wanted to read, Rich Man Mario, welcome to Stuck in the Middle, by the way. Does Elon use drugs? Yes, then it's not a stretch to say Elon do some foolish at the island. I think that's all within the bounds of fair play. Kyle don't fully understand. So is Erica Kirk. I don't think I've heard any mention of her within these. And Third Eye, I think you're implying that this is all AI. That man, burden of proof is a son bitch. But Base Girl making this very simple comment after you made your point to stop ICE talk, probably. Is that why? Do you think that is a possibility? We could be getting like a red herring or influx of information that is or isn't true regarding all of this shit?
Who's trying to stop the ICE talk because the files were released?
I think that's the implication, to stop the scrutiny of ICE, which I don't think that would be accomplished.
Maybe not necessarily scrutiny, but if you take the attention off something for long enough, people don't care about it anymore. I don't know about the whole ICE thing, but like you let tensions die down a little bit. It's a good point. It's a good point. You know,
I think I took it in an opposite way, as if they would try to use this, and if they could paint a brush to make Trump look guilty, that they could use it as a way to target ICE entirely. I don't know. That was a quick conspiracy and a stretch that my brain did all on its own.
This one says, can I have a what? An M equals SE, same as George Clooney. In fact, what about George Clooney? You know, like, so he's just.
And then, yeah, there's the other mentions of George C. But again, there is confirmation he was in Copenhagen
right here at the last
Epstein.
one.
Yeah. So that's been apparently verified that he was there during this time and during these exchanges about him being there.
So it says from, it doesn't say who it's from. The subject is the subject is called Clooney in Copenhagen. That's what the subject is. To Jeffrey Epstein, it says so the person, whoever redacted, obviously, the person says, I was there for only 3 hours for a connection flight at 5 p.m. Now on the plane, I can come back though. Will email Gianni. And then it says, and it goes on and says, now I know Copenhagen has interesting girls. Ask Gianni if you could see agencies on his behalf. So I still don't see what the
Gianni? Is that what it says? It doesn't say George C. or some variant?
No, not at all. It says Gianni.
Okay.
That doesn't say Clooney. He's just being named. You know, this is us just speculating.
From the reporting that he gave, it was that George C. But yeah, and the title, I guess, was also what he was going off of. George Clooney in Copenhagen. I guess I'm going to hope, this is me assuming, that he did the research and found out firsthand that George Clooney was there during the time of this exchange. I don't know.
You can do the research, but you can also leave certain things out to make it fit what you want to get across.
Yeah. And here's more adding, and this is perhaps a narrative, and people are gonna, I hope, make their own conclusions. He did move from the United States. The last video that I saw of him, and this is in the same video where I heard all this reporting in quotations here, he doesn't look very fucking good, very frail, and like, I don't know, I'm making something maybe out of nothing, but a fan went to shake his hand, nice good looking woman, and he like just kind of goes back and made something about like, you know, I don't want to touch anybody right now, but whatever. Well, I can see how I'm framing something when it could be a nothing.
So as far as what house history says, it says Lake Como, Italy, Clooney bought his famous villa in Lago di Como in 2002 and has spent many years living part-time there with his wife and their twins. He also has a long-term residence in Studio City, Los Angeles. He owned and lived in a home there from 1995 until he sold it recently. It says, moved to France, 2021. The Clooneys purchased a large former wine estate. This became a significant family residence. December 2025, Clooney, Amal, and their twins were officially granted French citizenship, confirming that France is now a primary residence for their family. That was in December 2025. But he's had something in France since 2021. He's lived in Italy since 2002. You know, he could be doing the whole virtue signaling, or he could be running. He could be running from, you know, shit, but he could be like,
right. Yeah, that was okay. So clearly the report that I had watched was it led me. It led me to believe that he fled the U.S.
I mean, he did, you know, in December of 2025, it's recently. It's not right when Trump got elected. It's a year or so after, but maybe the process of becoming a French citizen takes a little bit. Who knows when he started it? So, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to defend the guy, but it's just like I do, and I know you do, and hopefully a lot of people do. Like, I just want to know kind of just what we know as opposed to just continuously speculating and rage baiting. You know, I don't like this person, so, you know, I'm going to leave out this part of why he left. And I just would like to know the quote truth or all the facts or evidence that we have now, and then speculate from there, as opposed to like speculate just because we don't like him because he's against Trump, like Benny Johnson does.
Yeah, correct. Which is exactly. But I'll at least give the caveat that there was more details in the report, and I guess I leave. Of course, everything is ultimately left to you, who takes the time to listen. To please feel free to do your own research. We're not telling you what to think, how to think. That's what keeps us alive. All right. So George Clooney on the list, maybe not. Go on.
Yeah, I was like, this is a place where you do come to, some people who don't like us are probably going to laugh at this comment, but this is a place where you do come to hopefully think a little bit and not just come with your bias. It's like, all right, and I'll be a little more open-minded here. I'm not saying we're the end-all be-all of the 2026 popular, really bright thinkers out there. It's not where people come to see Eli and Josh ponder their really, really well put together points and thoughts, but it's like, throw your opinion out there and we'll go over it. You'll throw yours, I'll throw mine out there. We'll hash it out. We'll try to test it as best as we can or as best as we feel so, and kind of go from there and then move on. I'm
an intellectual philosophizer, so everything Josh said does not apply to me.
Gotcha.
What I say is law, Islam. And overall, that is the entire point of the show. We are here for the discussion, the discourse. Yes. Except for Lewis, he wants to mog us all. You're a fucking weirdo, bro. You are the girl. All right, go on.
So interesting, right? This is interesting. You can't, it's not like a oh shit moment, but it kind of is. But again, we have to take into account this is coming from a pedophile. Do we believe everything he says? A broken clock is right twice a day. A broken rock is never correct. But listen to this. He's going to go over the 2008 financial collapse, and he's going to go over it in some detail that's kind of like, oh god damn, holy shit.
All right, bring it on. But what really happened, the real enemy of the finance system was Bill Clinton. And if you ask me what and who caused the financial crisis, I would tell you it was Bill Clinton.
Because of what Bob Rubin and he did to deregulate the financial system?
No. Because as of the last time we had our 60-minute interview, you talked to me about home ownership. And you asked me whether everyone should own a home. And I told you, no, it's too risky.
So the financial collapse of 2008 is because of hardworking African Americans, Hispanics, and whites who wanted to have a ownership stake in the society that all rests on their shoulders. They're the culprits.
No, not at all.
Okay, then
I didn't say they were the culprits. I was pretty clear it was Bill Clinton.
Okay.
Why was it Bill Clinton? Because Bill Clinton wanted to get votes from those people. And he sold them the idea that instead of renting in a house, and historically the values of houses have gone up, and he said, you guys in these local communities who haven't been able to afford a house before, I'm going to show you a way. I'm going to give you a way, because I'm sure I'll get your vote, that you can own a house, because I want your vote. So what we're going to do is I'm going to let you buy a house.
Listen to what he starts to break down. He's going to go over subprime mortgages and essentially what happened in 2008.
Mr. Bannon, when you really, you're right on the border, maybe, or not even on the border, your credit is not good. Okay, let's be honest. And it's not my fault, it's not Bill Clinton's fault, but whatever happens, at the moment your credit score or whatever it is, your credit's not good. Now, normally, you come to me and want to borrow money, I'm a bank, and I say, I'm sorry, Mr. Bannon, I can't lend you money because your credit score is not up to where it needs to be. Hopefully, if you work harder and clean up some of your problems, It will be. But no, what I say to you is, I'm going to figure out a way to lend you, not give you. I'm going to lend you money anyway, though you don't have a good credit score. And don't worry, I'm going to get rid of the term that you don't have bad credit. Bad credit sounds pejorative. You don't want to be a person.
Sounds judgmental.
Yeah, sounds judgmental. So what we're going to do is we're going to call your credit situation subprime. Oh, nobody knows what that means. Subprime. That means prime is good credit. Subprime is not good credit, less than good credit. So we'll call it something that people really won't follow, and we'll tell you what. We're going to have people lend you money, though you are a subprime borrower, and I will figure out some government agencies to guarantee your loan, though I don't think you're a good risk. So the banks say, no, 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 we don't want, initially.
So you understand what he's getting at, right?
Yeah, he's getting at how the collapse even came about.
Yeah,
and how the Clintons were responsible for this entire element of lending and creating this new term, which governments
and the government
always
was
be
backing
wary when the
banks.
government invents a new fucking word, by the way.
And the government is, backing people with poor credit. So of course, the government, banks are like, yeah, fucking no problem, because if you don't get it, the government's going to pay me regardless. I'm getting my money. It's like he goes on to say what I'm saying too. It's like the government is the best person you want to borrow money from.
Yeah, right. All right. So he has a valid take of, the financial condition of the country. I get it. Just a little hard to look at this fucker as anything else than a demon.
Thanks. Sorry. This is too risky, Mr. President, for us. We're in the business of managing risk. It's not our money. It's the hard-working people's money sitting in our bank. We can't lend to people whose credit is not prime. You're asking us to lend to people who are subprime. And he says, here's the key, if you don't, Mr. Bannon, I'm going to make sure the Justice Department charges you with discriminatory lending because you refuse to lend to my subprimers. In business terms, you should never lend to. But what we'll do is I'm going to form an agency called Fannie Mae and Ginnie Mae, just another agency names. They'll guarantee your loan. So don't worry. Don't worry. You don't have to pay it back anymore. Even though and maybe you don't even have to work as hard anymore. That's probably a harsh statement, but these players, these two big firms, Fannie Mae, will guarantee the fact that that bank will receive its money. Now, the bank says, wow, best deal in history. I refused to lend to Mr. Bannon, but now he has the big brother, his Uncle Sam. He went to his Uncle Sam, and Uncle Sam says, I'm guaranteeing it. The bank says, I want everybody. Give me as many people as you can give me, because Uncle Sam is the best credit in the world. Not only it's the United States government. We'll take it all. We'll take as much subprime as we can handle, because it's the best investment for the moment. It's a strange investment because it has politics that has inserted its way into the numbers. Politics doesn't belong in the markets. But now we're going to have, I want the votes. We'll make guarantees that you who can't get a house normally will be able to get a house from the bank. The bank.
Okay, I mean, I get the entire consensus here. Like, so yeah, all right.
Friends with Clinton, now he's calling out Clinton. 6 years later, 7 years later, he dies.
Oh, was that
That's one of the implications. That's one of the implications.
Okay, I mean, I think that aside from that, obviously, whatever, I guess I have to use the term alleged. I'm very fascinated to see, which I'm assuming is already going to be fucking nothing when the Clintons go to testify in front of this oversight. They're not going to give or tell shit. They're going to do a bunch of virtue signaling, deflecting. It's going to be disappointing, and I hope I'm wrong. But this, I think,
it's just interesting to see somebody who is persona non grata kind of hit the nail on. Like, this is something where we don't need to corroborate. Like, that's pretty much what happened. And this interview happened in like 2013. It happened a few years after it, but it obviously happened before he died or was unalived or whatever the case may be. But I do hear people say how stupid he was. He's not a smart guy, but then hear him kind of break down what happened there. You're like, all right, he obviously had a lot more smarts than people were given credit for, which would lead me to believe that he was doing some of these blackmail things. Like, he wasn't that much of a dumb guy where he didn't understand what to do and how to do it.
He was not a dumb guy. When I went through those 400 pages on the live stream, the motherfucker, he went to the Ivy League schools, and he knew what he was doing when it came to accounting and money. He real estate, dude. He made his mark. This little demon did his diligence, and he became one of the wealthiest pieces of shit ever. And applying the intellect that we just saw to describe exactly what all happened before us, and imagining how that was utilized to get the highest of the high, the elite, the celebrities, the politicians, all in something like the situation that we're aware of. That's the fucking guy to do it, 100%, and it's terrifying.
Look, this is the last one we'll do before we move on to some other stuff. But this is how Epstein responds when asked, when Bannon asked him if he's the devil. So are you the devil?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I got a Mia. I can see myself in a Mia. I don't look like a devil to me, but I got a Mia. Come on.
I'm the lowest. Your child's life.
Do you think you're the devil himself?
No, but I do have a good mirror.
It's a serious question.
I'm sorry.
Do you think you're the devil himself?
I don't know. Why would you say that?
Because you have all the attributes. You're incredibly smart. You remember the devil is somebody knows.
What?
The devil's brilliant. You read Milton's Paradise Lost.
No, the devil scares me.
Satan is at the number 1 or 2 archangel, and the reason he goes to hell and leads the rebellion is because he can't be the top guy. And his thing is, I'd rather reign in hell than serve in heaven.
I saw that in a movie.
Huh?
Weird, just weird. He's like, no, I got a beer. He's like, no, I don't think that, but I got a mirror. Like what is but I got a? No, I don't think so, but I got a mirror.
Everything is strange about this area of the interview. I did see the other one where he was asked about Jesus, and a lot of people were, adding their commentary and speculation. With all respect to everybody's beliefs, some people that take their faith beyond serious, I respect it for what it is, but some people really make something out of, how he tried to make a joke immediately after being asked about Jesus as, oh, look how tripped up he got. It was like throwing holy water on a demon. Like, okay.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, gotcha.
He is
He's
bad
evil.
guy.
We get it.
Yeah, exactly. We got it. We got the hyperbolic. Gotcha. We know he's definitely not a good guy. He's a demon. You're a demon, Epstein. I mean, but if you are a religious person and you see somebody like that, you're kind of like,
it's the only way it's going to filter.
But it makes sense. So, like, how could somebody
be that monstrous?
Yeah, got to be a demon.
A lot of the demons just recently they had one of their rituals.
Yeah, they all got together and they were partying and like celebrating like demon awards and shit like that.
Yeah. I hear it's just one big ritual, and it's just all the peons just watch them.
Speaking of peons, I got to go pee on a toilet real quick.
Yeah. Soda. Go.
Okay. Well, okay. Then you go to soda, unless you want to go first. You let me know. I'll piss and I'll be right back. Literally, I'm going to
get out of here. You always go. You go first. All right. Pitbulls, it is great to see you. And he said, I have a good marriage. So I guess Mishka, welcome, darling. So I don't know. You know, I cannot pretend to be someone I am not. So I'm not going to sit here as someone that, you know, and pretend to be that somebody that's really deep in with their faith under any denomination and say, I can tell you unequivocally that he is some aspect of Satan and or a demon. But I am convinced of this. There is evil in humanity, and we don't always have to look to something beyond our understanding within the paranormal to identify pure evil. And Epstein is clearly just that. I'm overall curious because during my doom scrolling today on Twitter, and I am shocked. I had no idea Twitter was so open about the content that they share. Like, it's all there. It's much more R-rated than I ever expected.
Brother, you can see
like,
porn on X. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't get quite that far,
They don't
but
hold
from what I
back.
saw, yeah, they got some great fighting sites there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, just I guess the final line I'm drawing here, or the point I'm making is, you don't need to be affiliated with any religion of any kind or faith to recognize evil when you see it, and that's what he was. That's why I think we're all inherently invested. It's not because of what church we go to, it's because we all know decency. We all feel goodness when it's in our hearts, and we want justice. And that therein lies, this is the perfect fucking topic to gaslight and get us all in a tizzy while everything else in the world is happening all at once. BRB.
Heard that. I tell you, watching all this stuff, this good versus evil stuff, I've seen some recently. Andrew Wilson has been doing the rounds on Joe Rogan, Brian Callen, and I almost feel I'm born Catholic. I got confirmed, baptized, and did my Holy Communion, did all that stuff. But I almost feel like a new religious arc coming on. I hate to admit that, and I don't mean that in like a negative way, but it's just like something about everything is starting to make a little more sense, or at the very least, I forgot what author it was, but I heard Brian Callen talking to Andrew Wilson about this, and he's talking about like some author he was like always atheist or something like that, but his life was falling apart, and something along the lines that I would do better if I at least pretended this was real. And what I mean by that is, I guess, just like some of like the moral ethics that one has when they follow the whole religious vibe. So that it is becoming a little intriguing. And Eli, by the way, your camera is still doing the Zoom thing.
Yeah, I know. I noticed.
Let's get to some Grammys. Grammys gone wild. Some Grammys gone wild stuff. I'd like to start this whole thing off with a message. By now, maybe it's close to 10 years ago, when Ricky Gervais, he went on the Golden Globes and he delivered the whole show was classic. It was a master class in how to be a host. Like, he gave no fucks. He was funny. He wasn't holding back on anybody in the room. A lot of people in the room didn't like it, but as the viewer, as an audience, you were like, this was amazing. And that Golden Globe thing, listen, Tanner John, hold on. That might be I think I know who that is, but you got to give it a second. Phones aren't up yet. Phones aren't up yet, unless you want me to turn them on. You turn them on? I think I know who that was.
We're not ready for it. And I think that's Joe Pond.
Yep.
Wait.
Almost there, JP. Almost there, JP. So let's watch this oldish Ricky Gervais thing from when he hosted the Golden Globes, and then get into some of the ridiculousness in the Grammys. Ricky Gervais,
a legend,
doing his thing.
Oh, Apple roared into the TV game with a morning show, a superb drama, yeah. A superb drama about the importance of dignity and doing the right thing. made by a company that runs sweatshops in China. So, well, you say you're woke, but the companies you work for, I mean, unbelievable. Apple, Amazon, Disney. If ISIS started a streaming service, you'd call your agent, wouldn't you? So, if you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech, right? You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. So, if you win, right, come up, accept your little award, thank your agent and your God, and fuck off, okay? So...
Classic.
If only these egotistical narcissist would have taken that advice.
They don't.
And by the way, what makes him so legendary and that clip so eternally viral is not because he was performing for the audience of which he was a part of, but because he was talking to us, the people.
Yeah, he most certainly was talking to us. That was for us. All the jokes were for none of the people there.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into some Grammys. So the first one that I was taken aback by, and just goes to show you the activism here and not necessarily anything else but that. We've been talking about this person maybe the past 2 episodes. They just recently got arrested. You know who I'm talking about?
Oh,
Guess,
yeah, Mick
guess.
Lemonade.
Yes, Mick Lemonade. Don Lemon is invited to the Grammys, and dude, this guy, he's so pumped. Look at him, he's showing up in his tux and his nice little limo. He fucking arrives there. Look at him. Look at Don, Donnie boy. Don Lemon in the house, Mom. Dude, he's so happy. Don is so happy.
You know how disillusioned I am? I was dumb enough. I gotta punish myself.
Do it.
Snoop. Okay. I really honestly thought this asshole was in jail. Why would I believe that about one of these fucking elite shill talking heads? They don't do that.
Have you not heard
the Grammys?
Have you not heard his out of jail speech?
Oh God, I haven't heard it, dude. I thought he's been rotting.
Okay.
I thought he's been dropping
really
soap on purpose.
Oh my God, I got like 2 great clips to play you. Then Don Lemon out of jail.
I mean, I didn't think he was there like this whole time, but I thought at least he spent a couple nights there because he found out he liked it a little too much. Oh man, went to the Grammys. Look at him all Gucci manged out.
Here you go. So this is when he first got out. This is a little speech to, you know, all the reporters and whatnot. And he will not be silenced. Say his name, Lemon.
This is going to be the opposite of Ricky Gervais, where he is thinking he's talking to the people, but he's really just talking to the fucking reporters there, the audience.
Spot on.
He's really in front of. Those are the only ones that are hearing this man preach.
Spot on. And after Ricky Gervais, every person we're going to play is going to do what Ricky Gervais said. Granted, there's one person who didn't necessarily do it in a way, and we'll also play him, but we're going to play the, you know, like the people when you go up there and they start to talk, you're like, fuck, I know where this is going. So before we get there, we just saw Don Lemon get in. Eli didn't even know Don got out of jail. This is his out of jail speech, all right? This is Don getting out. He's gonna make a point to let people know what's up.
I thought he found his calling as a glory hole.
I wish he did.
Here, go down.
How are you?
He's so happy.
Wow.
He's
Can
so
everybody
happy.
hear me? Are you guys set? Everybody ready?
Again.
He's so happy.
So look, I want to thank everybody for their support. It truly means the world to me. I had no idea what's going on because obviously I haven't seen anything. I have spent my entire career covering the news. I will not stop now. In fact, there is no more important time than right now, this very moment, for a free and independent media that shines a light on the truth and holds those in power accountable. Again, I will not stop now. I will not stop ever. Last night, the DOJ sent a team of federal agents to arrest me in the middle of the night for something that I've been doing for the last 30 years, and that is covering the news. The First Amendment of the Constitution.
What's that?
Breaking into churches to obstruct people's right to prayer. Yeah.
If he was just doing like in the charges, it says he was kind of involved more than what he's saying. Like he wasn't just filming, like he was kind of helping them coordinate and stuff like that. That's why he's being charged. Where like I do think there is a fine line that we should walk and we should be okay with, because on the last episode or the episode before that, we were talking about like journalists who go in and they film drug dealers prepping their drugs. You know, like, so we do have to extend some type of journalistic integrity, some journalistic freedom there. But like that is something that I don't know how to parse. Like, I don't know what the difference would be if you see you can see a drug dealer making drugs, or you can go to this place and see how they do things. You can film illegal stuff, but you're not necessarily required to report on it. But yet here, he's kind of being told, if we're not to believe the DOJ, and he was just there as a journalist, like, what would be the difference between the guy filming drugs and then the guy filming the church thing? And I guess the example here, or the analogy, would be like, yeah, the guy went there to film drugs, but then he started to help the guy cook. I don't know, like what's the line that he crossed?
All right. Look, in that instance, we're thinking of the same kind of documentaries. All right, chat, everybody, we've all seen Vice. We've seen them in their heyday. Yeah, they end up talking to, assassins and people that are making drugs and all that, but they're not helping the assassins. They're not helping the drug dealers make the drugs. Mr. Lemon, went there and became a part of the agitation. He got into the face of that pastor, like directly up in his shit, and got even a little, dare I say, aggressive. He obstructed everybody's right to assemble and to pray, and derailed the entirety of their worship. I think he crossed that line and went from watching and reporting the story to becoming the story because of his little narcissism.
I don't even think that it was necessarily the pastor thing that got him there. I think it was him hanging out with them before the rally. Remember, he said, "Oh, I'm not going to film them." He kept saying, "We, we're going to do this." Like he was helping them, teaching them things to do to not get in trouble, stuff like that. So he was kind of, he wasn't just there filming. He wasn't there just documenting. He wasn't just there being a journalist. He was there being that, but he was also doing this. Like, if you're a journalist and you help, I'm going to go watch a murder and I kind of help the guy hold the gun. Like where's the fine line between journalism and participating? And again, I'm asking honestly via some other, like, again, the whole drug documentaries. There's a slew of other documentaries we can name, or we can try to figure out, where the journalist, the person filming it, they're looking at something illegal going on and they aren't in trouble, but it's a face act. So maybe that's what it is, maybe, I don't fucking know, man. I don't know.
I don't want to fall in the sort of, because I dislike him, therefore he's guilty.
That's my point.
As much as that is true, but I think he implicated himself with his own words, and he did become a part of the very protest. I like Craig's kind of analogy. Try robbing a bank with others and saying you were just documenting the robbery.
Right.
Well done.
Right. It's the same concept. It's the same concept. Same concept. All right, let's play a few more of this. There's so when he gets, okay, so you didn't see that. You also did not see, and then we'll get back to the Grammys, because there's a gross, like, 20-second clap that he gets just for being there. It's pretty creepy. But let's continue on with some Don Lemon. This is him. So this is him on Jimmy Kimmel recently. This is him being furious how he got arrested. And
not a furious lemon.
Elevator button and but a sour lemon. But we also, and a lot of people also, said the same kind of thing. It's like, now you're making him more popular than he was by doing this.
He got everything he wanted out of this little act he pulled off.
I heard a great take, though. It's like, what if this was intentional and they're propping up the wrong person for the left? It's like, yeah, no, for sure. We're going to kind of make you think like we're giving you a martyr, but we're literally martyring the dumbest of the dumb.
And, well, then mission is being accomplished.
Yeah. We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah.
ABC, always be conning, you know? That's the
That's what that's it. Yep,
Yep.
that's the saying. I hear it every day. Every time I wake up.
Walking up to the room, and I press the elevator button, and all of a sudden I feel myself being jostled, and people trying to grab me and put me in handcuffs, and I said, "What are you doing here?" And they said, "We came to arrest you." And I said, well, "Who are you?" And then finally they like identified themselves, and I said, "If you are who you are, then where's the warrant?" And they didn't have a warrant, so they had to wait for someone from outside, an FBI guy, to come in to show me a warrant.
You hear the people that people in the background. No, they didn't. The people going in didn't have a warrant on them. You know, they were too concerned about arresting you.
Yeah.
Hold up. Where's you're allowed to ask. I'm not picking on that, but it is, you know, like,
No,
don't worry,
well,
we're
I
gonna
mean,
show it to you as soon as you're detained. You can be detained and not arrested. We're gonna detain you real quick. Here's a warrant. Okay, now, sir, you're under arrest. Here's your Miranda rights.
He was buying time so he could, you know, apply a little makeup on, get the chapstick, put his face on, if you will, get the pink fluffy robe on before they march him out there.
Yeah, like he does that thing in the mirror with like lipstick. I'm Don Lemon. He's like putting the lipstick on, but then he smudges it. I'm fucking Don Lemon. You know,
a mix of that and Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs.
It puts the lipstick on its lips.
It puts the lemon in the scent, or else it gets the. I got nothing.
Or else it
but
gets
yeah.
the skin. Put the lotion on the skin.
And then it gets the CNN host spot again.
I forgot how he sounds. But yeah.
I'd fuck me. Yeah. You,
I gotta hear him. Like that one I used to be able to do. As soon as I hear it, I could probably do a little Buffalo Bill.
Oh, there's a good segment on Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Oh, cool.
For reference.
Someone from outside, an FBI guy, to come in to show me a warrant on a cell phone. And by that time, I was like trying to, you know, figure out what was going on to get my bearings. And
that was Dick's. He was like, by that time, I was trying to dick. He was just trying to, you know.
That was evident. You saw those hand gestures and movements. He was busy. I don't want to say
I only had so much time left to chug.
Yeah, he had to finish chugging them.
Yep.
Digs.
That's what a Le Mans does.
I was like trying to, you know, figure out what was going on to get my bearings, and they dropped all my stuff. My glasses had fallen on the floor. I'm like, I can't read that. So they had to pick my glasses up.
Your glasses fell on the floor?
This is okay. Everybody, we are very traumatized for Mr. Lemon. We hope that over time, with therapy, maybe some restitution, some more celebrity, that he will heal, and we will see a book
in
and
solidarity.
Yeah. Okay, everybody, if you're wearing them, Mishka, Shamrock, hell,
we stand with Le Mans.
We stand with Le Mans. This shall not drop.
Say his name. Four Eyes. Say his name.
How
Four
dare you?
Eyes. We're
For
all
the Four
Four
Eyes
Eyes.
community?
You're a Four Eyes. I'm a Four Eyes.
For
We
Le
are
Mans,
in-
I'll accept this slander. We are in four-eyed solidarity.
There's like 4 million eyes, bitch. You know?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
That was strong and inspiring.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm gonna put down like a YouTube video for like glasses motivation. With like that, with that really
it's stupidly awesome.
orchestral fucking music in the background. You should never feel upset about wearing glasses. Like you really get pumped up. I'm gonna wear glasses today, man. Fuck it. You know, you got some people saying, you know, I grew up blind. And then one day I came across glasses and it changed my life.
Everybody, you're here in the midst of history. This is going to be bigger than #MeToo. #4Eyes coming at you.
And then you have some guy using it like in a very like figurative, like I used to wear rose-colored glasses.
Yeah. But
then I got a reality check, and I got
it's like the black pill, the blue pill.
Yeah,
but it's the rose lenses and the real lens. I don't know.
Like you got to cover all the motivation. That's all. That's all. Yeah.
Up and I read it, and still, what does that mean? You know, so
he read a warrant and he said, but still, what does that mean? So like he asked for a warrant, right? The cops are like, oh fuck. Hey Bill, bring your phone in here. We need the warrant. He's like, all right, I'm out. Did you arrest him? Like, yeah, but he's asking for the warrant, so we just got to show it to him. They're like, all right, hang on a second. So Bill comes in with the warrant.
Still, what does that mean? You know, parents had they dropped all my stuff. My glasses had fallen on the floor. I'm like, I can't read that. So I had to pick my glasses up, and I read it, and still, what does that mean?
He had to lift them off the floor, and then he couldn't decipher the words describing everything that was occurring or why it was legal.
I feel like it's a prescription issue. Maybe you got to up the prescription on the old reading glasses. That's why you couldn't understand them, because it was a warrant, sir. At least you could see warrant, right? I mean, usually they put warrant in big, bold red lettering, don't they? Or is that like cowboy
this
shit?
Sounds like a case of discrimination against our fellow four-eyed brethren. That the ink was not dark enough.
The ink was the ink was still fresh while they raided my house.
See,
Yep.
It gave me chills. Chills. I see it in the movie. That's in the trailer.
They dropped all my stuff. My glasses had fallen on the floor. I'm like, I can't read that. So they had to pick my glasses up, and I read it, and still, what does that mean? You know, so. And then there was a bunch of guys, and they took me outside. FBI guys were out there. I mean, it had to be maybe a dozen people, which is a waste, Jimmy, of resources, because I had told them weeks before, and maybe once or twice, that we would, you know, I think my attorney tried to contact them once, maybe twice, that I could just go in, and it would have to be the folks who were just working there that day, and they wouldn't have to have all these people.
That I will believe. I will give him that. I will say, I will believe that he, or maybe it wasn't clear enough, but I bet you, like, somebody reached out, because I'm sure somehow he knew this was going to happen, like, or he knew he was about to be charged. Something told him, maybe not the day he was going to be arrested or what time they were coming, but hey, Don, you're going to get charged. I don't know what day it's going to happen, but they're going to come for you, right? So that's why he reaches out with his lawyer. But it's not far-fetched for me to think that they being the other side did want to make some kerfuffle about this, because also too, this is what I don't understand, is the reality of this is if he doesn't get charged, you kind of then set a precedent for people to interrupt religious things, and it's a whataboutism. We're kind of changing it, but fucking a Proud Boy, a Jake Lang goes into a mosque. Do you want that to happen? Because they're going to now look at this and say, oh, Don got off. So that now this is going to be case law. They'll be able to use this as case law, you know, as something to use in their advantage. Like, so is it better to set a precedent and be like, all right, we don't want this happening? Or is it better to, not charge journalists and just be completely fair with the First Amendment? Take out the fact that we don't like Don Lemon. Take that out and just be honest. And still, even if your answer is the same, that's no problem. But take out the fact we don't like him. And that goes for everyone else out there watching it too. Take out the fact if you don't like him. Do you still think he should be charged based on with what we know?
It's very simple to me. I don't know how. All right, it's not for me to dictate how severe the consequences could or should be. I do believe this is an important precedent to set, though, because I don't think this country wants a world where we're going to have more disruptions in houses of worship. That's just dangerous and unhealthy across the board, regardless, you know, what side of the aisle you're on. So I'm consistent on this. Something of consequence should happen as a result. I don't think it should be a harsh punishment, though.
Here's a little refresh. We won't take long on this.
Hey, I got it. Just park. Just hit park. Twitch, we're back. Sunday morning church. Yeah, okay, we'll see. We're after that, after we do this operation, you'll see it live.
After we do this operation. He didn't say after I'm here observing, after I'm here reporting on their operation. He said after we do this operation. He's himself saying he's a part of it on camera. He's incriminating himself. That is what I think is what they're using. Whether he misspoke or he doesn't mean it that way, we could argue that. But I think that's what, I don't think it's necessarily like the pastor thing. I think it's some of these things he says in this little pre-before meeting.
These operations are surprise operations. Again, can't tell you where they're going. Okay, so I am going inside now. Where's my phone? I need my phone.
fucking idiot.
Hey, Meta, record.
Okay, so that's when they went inside. Hang on, there's one more video in regards to Don Lemon right here, where he even says what the operation's name is. He calls it Operation Pull Up. Let me see.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was the whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit ago, and did some reconnaissance on the ground. I'm speaking to an organization there that's gearing up to for resistance and protest. I've been pleasantly surprised to see the community coming together. Diverse community. If you see this, when we first pulled up, we're like, wait a minute, which operation are we at? And as it turns out, because we're like, well, this is kind of MAGA coded, right? So the American flag or whatever, but these are resistance protesters. They're planning an operation that we're going to follow them on. I can't tell you exactly what they're doing, but it's called Operation Pull Up. And it's Takima Armstrong, and she has been doing this since George Floyd, Dante Wright, and others, where they surprise people, catch them off guard, and hold them to account.
So in one instance, you see how he says we, and in this instance, he says they.
Yeah, I see. Something that just came to mind. It is not a flex for anybody to mention that they did any protesting in the name of George Floyd. Just really want to nail that home. But okay, yeah, I see. Now an argument maybe could be had if it was a slip of the tongue, because he does say we a couple times and he says they like one time.
So I think most of us know the solid arguments just as far as the left goes, like First Amendment free speech. Here is the AG, his argument to George Stephanopoulos. All right, this is his, and it's really like one of those, oh shit, okay, that kind of makes sense. So just check this out and tell me what you think. So this is the other side of the argument where they're like, no, there is something more here than just journalism.
That Mr. Lemon crossed the line from reporting on what was going on to criminal activity.
Conveniently missing from what you just showed, George, is the appellate court and a judge on the appellate court who said just a few days later there was clearly probable cause and it wasn't even a close question. So, and by the way, a grand jury, which is what our system has set up to determine whether probable cause exists, concluded that there was probable cause. That indictment is now public. Everybody in this country can pull it up and read for themselves and see what the grand jury found that Mr. Lemon did. I am not going to comment on the charges specifically because it's not appropriate, but it's interesting that we talk about the First Amendment right. You have a right of freedom of religion, which is just as important as any other right that we have. And George, I don't know if you've watched the videos or read the indictment about what it's alleged that Mr. Lemon did, but if anybody in this country thinks that that is, quote, independent journalism, I would like to have a conversation with you. Now, he's obviously has a very good lawyer. He can raise defenses in court to the extent he wants to, but nobody in this country should feel comfortable storming into a church while it's ongoing and disrupting that church service and thinking that we're just going to stand by and let that happen, because there is a statute that does not allow that to happen. It doesn't matter if you happen to be a former CNN journalist. It doesn't matter if you're a rioter. It doesn't matter if you think you're peacefully protesting. You are not allowed to do that.
Yeah, I think this specific case makes the distinction of where there is a limitation of freedom of the press and where it can violate freedom of religion. And this is, I think, that very case.
Here's the,
in my opinion.
Here's the, this is what he's been indicted with: conspiracy against rights, 18 U.S. Section 241 Lemon, and 8 others are charged. And 8 others, so it's not just Don Lemon. I think another journalist is charged as well in this too, by the way. So it's not just Don Lemon. Lemon and 8 others are charged with conspiring to injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate worshipers at City's Church during a protest on the 18th of January, 2026. Prosecutors allege the group entered the church during a service and engaged in behavior that interfered with the churchgoers' freedoms. All right. And number 2, he's being charged with, obviously, the FACE Act. The indictment also cites the FACE Act, which is a federal law that in this context makes it a crime to intentionally interfere with the right of religious worship by using threats, obstruction, or force. So that's what what the government alleged happened. It says Lemon was live streaming and reporting on an anti-ICE protest inside the church where the worship was taking place. The indictment claims he wasn't merely observing, but participated with others who disrupted the service, surrounded a pastor, and engaged in actions prosecutors allege threatened or intimidated the churchgoers. The filing references Lemon's own live stream, which alleges he took steps to coordinate with others and help maintain secrecy about the planned action.
And damn it, Joe Pon, how do you always pull this off? We don't have to play the clip. We've already done our homework, but he's like, where in the video did Lemon intimidate? The dude went up to the pastor with the microphone, stepped towards him. The pastor's the one that's flabbergasted.
And also, too, the pastor was trying to get by, and Dominic Lemon goes, essentially, with all due respect, please don't push me. He wasn't allowing him to get by. So, like, how is that not intimidation, Joe Pon?
Dude, Joe Pon,
come on, Joe
selective sight.
Don't be that guy.
Burns my brain. Okay, all right.
Should we let Joe Pon call in about this or no?
Huh?
Do we let Joe Pon call in about this or no? Do we turn the phones on real quick for Lemon before we get on to more of the Grammy fucks? Because we got the Grammys.
I have, all right, in my biased opinion, and I leave it to you, I feel like I already know how it's gonna go and what's gonna be said.
Yeah,
I can predict it.
You're not wrong, but I would just love to hear Joe Pon go, you know what? Yep, you're right. That was intimidation.
Okay, well, we got plenty of time for that.
We can just pretend, right? We can just pretend that's what he says. Yep, that's right.
Keep hope alive.
Yep. No, you're right. No, remember when he said, don't do that? That was my favorite. Like, I forgot. We asked him a question in such a way where he went silent, and he goes, don't do that. Like,
where we finally had, It
was hilarious. It was hilarious. All right, so back to Don Lemon at the Grammy. So with all that said, he gets out of jail. He makes his speech. He goes on Jimmy Kimmel. Then he gets invited to the Grammys. Then this was either right before, this was like a pre-party, right? Or right after. But he gets a standing ovation. And dude, this is all the guy ever wanted. He wanted to be part of the cool people. He wanted to be in with the Grammys. He's so pumped. And they're like, ladies and gentlemen, the world's best journalist and the craziest, ballsiest journalist is here, Don fucking Lemon. You know, they didn't say it like that, but that's pretty much the crowd's reaction, as if there was like a stripper DJ there. Raise your hands if you're gay. Hey! I would love to know what happens in the future. That way, right now, we can either say they're either clapping or not clapping for like a criminal. Like, I wish I know the outcome, so I'd be like, look at all these people cheering for a criminal. Fantastic.
For a felon. Right now, I'm thinking of all the boxes that this man can have checked when it comes to like cred. Black, gay, and got a few charges. Check me out now.
And as a side note, for all the hate Don Lemon gives white people, here's him in Hubs. Here's him in Hubs.
There you go.
Him and Mr. White Supremacy himself. They're laying the smacketh down on that lemon. Turn that lemon into lemonade. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
God damn it, Lemon. God damn it. There he is. That tall glass of white water.
The other one looked like.
Yeah, no, usually he hides them. He's so bright, though, that he catches such a glare. It's kind of hard to hide him, you know?
He's like a fluorescent light bulb next to him.
Yeah, Don Lemon I get. You know, the guy walks into a shower, you're like, where'd he go? You know? But,
yeah, that's why he needs to carry the guy around, by God.
But the white guy walks in the light, you're like, oh, shit!
And you see what they're doing there, right? He's the white guy, but he's wearing a black suit.
Oh my God! And then the black guy, he's wearing like a beige suit.
Well,
like
yeah,
a brown
white.
tan. Oh, what? Oh, I see what you're trying to do there. I didn't mean to mess that up. But check it out. They're both wearing black shoes.
Oh my God! And it matches. Look at that. How
And then the guy in the frame with his hair, he's got black hair. Dude.
Bro, the thing that wows me out the most,
What?
bro, is, like,
What?
They're both dudes.
Oh,
and, like, so they both got junk.
Oh,
They both are sporting genitals, bro. They duck, bro.
Oh.
Ugh.
I want to go back to the color game. Dude, the carpet's red, bro. Does it match the carpet on the other side of the video?
It clashes with his eyebrows, bro. Call.
Thank you, Lemon. Thank you for that. That was
God
all
bless the
inspired by
lemon.
Don Lemon, unfortunately. Like it or hate it, you blame Don Lemon for whatever just happened, okay?
Yes.
You ex Don Lemon and say I either loved or the quick bit stuck in the middle just did on their live show right now. That's what you tell them, okay? That's what
Part
you
of
tell
history, ladies and gentlemen. Part of history.
So that's Lemon. Now we'll get into what Ricky Gervais said for people not to do. And you don't have the right as a celebrity for, because you're a dum-dum probably because, celebrities.
More celebrities not taking Dravos's sage-like advice? Really?
Go figure.
No,
can't be. The first one on the docket is Mr. Billie Eilish.
Mm.
Oh, that's a girl. Mrs. Billie Eilish. The name threw me off. Not sure what. I thought Billy was this dude.
Wait, it's not? Hold on. All right, I'm all
she's got the
now.
Grammy. And I
She
just
is
saw it
holding
was an
That's not the
IE.
presenter, you're sure?
What gave it away, at least for me, is where'd it go? I
The
just had
name.
it up. Yeah, but it said IE on my, like Billy, it's like BILLI heart apostrophe E. You know what I mean?
Oh,
it wasn't BILLY.
See, that happens. Just like gender these days. Who knows?
So this dude goes on to say this about ICE.
No one is illegal.
Oh shit, it's a girl. Okay. All right.
That dude is nope, not gonna say it.
So the preacher, the choir boy, whoever's got the little, isn't that what choir people wear when they're singing? They got the white drape on their shoulders.
You're saying that's not a choir boy.
The choir person. The choir
adjacent.
Choir adjacent. Let's see what they have to say.
No one is illegal on stolen land.
Actually, by the way, CBS is Choir Boy Station. That's what CBS stands for. So I don't know if you knew that. That's what it's on, CBS. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Now
maybe it is a boy.
It all comes together. If I'm a bit more confident in beholding this, did that man just drop a mic moment? What was that?
I started from the beginning, so we can actually. Now I'm not going to interrupt this time. I promise.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
No one is illegal on stolen land. And yeah, it's just really hard to know what to say and what to do right now. And I feel really hopeful in this room, and I feel like we just need to keep fighting and speaking up and protesting, and our voices really do matter, and the people matter, and
fuck ICE.
I say sorry.
That's what she said. That's why I blurred out. She said, and fuck ICE.
Oh yeah, that's right. Dude, this dumb bitch. Like, oh man. Okay, you know how easy it is to be on the podium while being a bajillionaire and just stand there and tell other people what causes they need to be paying attention to, as if you can in any way, shape, or form empathize with what it's like to struggle as a regular, everyday human being, American, like so pompous. All the more reason for this other person. Are we talking about that at all? Like, I'm in support of what he's doing. I don't care if it's for clout, whatever it is, but good. I hope she feels like more of an idiot for saying what she said on that stage.
Like, what I don't understand is how can you all, like, you say you're not, how can land be stolen, right? Land is stolen, right? But then you're for no borders.
Well,
so then what defines the land that is stolen if there are no borders for the land?
Dude, when you get through it all, at the end of the day, they don't even know they're advocating for anarchy. Hey, Jonathan,
Can you explain that to me? Or
bless your heart. Jonathan here saying, all right, first off, she's right, though, and just
she's right that about what, though?
She about you're right. Yeah, you can't. No, there are no illegals on stolen land. You don't want to accept the truth. You sound like an idiot. Well, Jonathan, is it okay? I got some people that need. They could use some space. I hope you wouldn't mind if you could just open
but I would
your
love
door.
for Jonathan to flesh that out. Like, okay, stolen land. So then, does Jonathan believe in borders or not?
Yeah, call in. Oh, Trump brainwash us. That guy didn't vote for Trump. I did. I'm having a little bit of a crisis whether I still support him or not.
As
So your
opposed to
narrative
like the silly ad hominem stuff, just stick to the topic and debate. Don't just be like, oh, Trump brainwash, because it seems like when you resort to those things, you really don't have much to say. You just resort to it's not even ad hominem yet because we're not even debating, but that's what you resort to. Like, you're used to just being like, yeah, well, you don't agree with me, you're Trump brainwashed. It just seems like a tactic you're familiarized to using.
Jonathan, I do not want you to feel like you're being kind of dogpiled. Where we welcome opinions that are not aligned. You are more than welcome to give us a call. We can have a conversation.
Do you think Jonathan will?
Time.
All right.
Why do hate immigration? Unemployment is up. Would you like to call, Jonathan? We do have a line. There's the number. As a matter of fact.
If you want to give it a call, 954-546-3455, 954-546-3455. Give it a call, Jonathan, and we'll chat a little bit on this topic if you'd like. If anybody else also wants to give us a call, the number is up. The phone lines are open. You got the number there. So we'll see what happens. No pressure. No pressure, Jonathan.
No, none at all. But I am going to be a little bit of a douche nozzle right now. Why do hate immigration and unemployment is up? Those statements back to back with the misspelling of and the why do hate immigration? Unemployment is up because people are having a really rough time formulating and typing coherent sentences. That's the consensus. That's the stats. I don't make them, But you are, again, more than welcome to call, and we'll have a respectful banter.
It doesn't sound like Jonathan wants to call, because if he did, he'd be calling, but he feels like we might probably freak out on him or something like that. But that's not what happens here. If anything,
I'm apologizing for the typo. I'm not trying to it's just in jest. I promise you. Just
If anything,
you feel that there was some tension in the typing or me speaking. If we're talking to one-on-one, one to another, I promise you it'll feel civil.
If
We've been doing
anything,
this for years.
Jonathan is kind of freaking out by just resorting to the fact that we're Trump brainwashed. We haven't said anything about Jonathan.
Right. When the narrative doesn't even fit. Audit madness. Well, Billie Eilish lives in a $14 million mansion, and the native tribes of Los Angeles have made a statement saying they not received any communication from her about her returning her property. Well, how about that?
Indeed, they did. Here's the article on that bad boy. I forget. Let's see if we can find the name of the tribe. The Native American tribe that owns the land under Billie Eilish's multi-million-dollar Los Angeles mansion said celebrities should explicitly reference the tribes if they want to use them to virtue signal. If you want to say you're on stolen land, at least let us know, let them know, let everyone know which land it's from, So the Tongva tribe confirmed the Bad Guys singer multi-million-dollar home does sit on its ancestral land after the 24-year-old used her Grammy acceptance speech to rail against ICE and insist that no one is illegal on stolen land. The indigenous inhabitants of the Los Angeles basin, known as the First Angelinos, said they appreciate Eilish's sentiment, but noted that the performer hasn't contacted them directly and insisted that next time she explicitly referenced them. They're like, we're waiting. They say, quote, Eilish has not contacted our tribe directly regarding her property. We do value the instance when public figures provide visibility to the true history of this country. It is our hope that in future discussions, the tribe can explicitly be referenced to ensure the public understands that the greater Los Angeles basin remains Gabrielino Tongva territory.
Jonathan's defaulting to, and I'm going to stop getting one guide here, but he's saying that's a tabloid. That's also all fact. Oh, okay, that's not fake news. You can go chat GPT, AI, fact check the sound bitch. Go vet it yourself. Do a quick little Google check, but that's actually the truth. It has been reported by actually more than a few outlets. I'm sorry that this is all broken, the narrative that you have framed.
But what's funny is, let's just concede that it's a tabloid. The part that would be a tabloid would be whoever the tribe is, right? Regardless, if you're on, quote, stolen land, why isn't she saying whose land she's on? Like, the sentiment still holds, regardless if maybe this tribe is speaking. I mean, before people even came to America, tribes were fighting one another all the time. People say Texas, Mexico, like Mexico owned Texas for like 3 to 4 years or something like that. It wasn't even that long at all. And they're like, that's Mexican land. So what really denotes who owns what land? How long do you have to kind of be settled on it before you can rightfully claim it's yours? What dictates that you lose it besides, murder? There's a lot of questions here.
It's a cell phone, and she just look a lot less like
this is a cell phone. This is a cell phone.
Cell phone,
oh,
you little peon. But I don't know. It would go a long way if these disillusioned, disassociated, tone deaf celebrity moron icons could just simply walk their damn walk.
But it is like one of those things where it's like the hot topic to say, fuck ICE.
Yep.
Climate change is here. Coney. Think of whatever popular hot button issue at the time, and that's all they're doing. Bad Bunny. We'll go on to play Bad Bunny does the same thing. Trevor Noah kind of does the same thing, but his focus is more on Trump. Like, they're all cheap pops. Like, it's not a shot at them per se, but they are cheap pops. This is a cheap pop, right? Kind of funny. The guy who started a GoFundMe because he wants to live in Billie Eilish's house, right? That's a cheap pop, but kind of funny though. It's kind of proving a little bit of a point here. He's from Australia and it's on stolen land, so this guy launched a GoFundMe and he wants to move into her house, since it's on stolen land.
And
joke, obviously, but
thank you to Parstar, like leaving to me, it's not a hot take. It's a simple fact. Like, if you go far enough back in the, I don't want to say this word, the annals of history, annals.
Careful, Jeffrey Epstein.
Everybody's land was stolen at some damn point.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So what actually designates who owns what? Like, there was always battles going on over everything. Whoever had more might, whoever had more force was able to take over and be that. Like, that happens everywhere. Everywhere that's happened. So what makes one different from the other? Like, there is no clarification there. At the very least, you could have said who the land was stolen from, left it at that, or not said a goddamn word at all. Just accepted her stupid award and just went away.
Regarding the term that you have adopted for the evening's show, like a hot pop, whatever that weird terminology you're using is. I don't know what's a euphemism for.
What is it?
Audit Madness with another mic drop. I like your style, dude. The left relies heavily on catchphrases and empty platitudes to push their ideology, as a catchphrase gives zombies a way to engage without thinking about it. Comment of the evening.
Ben,
Thank you.
We sent it up on the screen.
That's you got my vote. Run for office. Conquered people, conquered land. It's not that complicated. Thank you, Bob.
Bam.
As tempting as it is to say the other half of your name, that's okay. M3U.
That's the Billie Eilish. We got the GoFundMe. We'll give her. Okay, so now on to some Bad Bunny. Another guy, again, another quick little pop. I see every band do this when they go to a city. They're like, Eli, where do you live right now? Like, what's the biggest city by you? Or what's the big Orlando? Let's just say you live in Orlando. They're like, a big rock band comes to Orlando, and they're like, "What the fuck is up, Orlando?" And the crowd goes.
You've been in a band. We've been to many shows, separately and apart. Yeah, every single band does that every time, regardless of where they are.
It's the cheap
pop. They owe it to appeal directly to where they are. Yes,
and that's exactly what ice this and ice that is. Even if they don't feel that way, they just say that to get the cheap pop. I mean, like. I would love to see an argument against that. Like I would love to see, like the idea that this isn't a cheap pop.
Yeah. Here I can give you the best I offer. The argument against, which it's not really, but this is exactly, I guess, what we would suspect. Jonathan said, "Doesn't wait what? So the left doesn't do that. The right does that too." Okay,
the left doesn't do what? What's the implication?
I don't know. That's why the phone number's up for you, Jonathan. I'm not trying to hate on your
just
typing
call, man.
Or any
We're
of that.
nice. We're nice. I promise you, man. It's not what you think at all, dude. At all.
But I think let's say that's an argument. I think his counterpoint is that the right does that too, which is this pop terminology, the catchphrases. Yeah, fucking everybody does that shit. But I will not deny the fact that I see it far more regularly from the left, and I say that as a former Democrat, as a former diehard liberal for Bernie Sanders.
Let's ask us and the chat. What was the right's last pop word they used? Like what was the last?
I don't know. It was enter pro Second Amendment, pro.
Probably had to be something during Biden, right? I feel like the big points, the big pro words, they only come across. Or they only get popularized rather when it's the opponent in office. So right now it's like fuck ICE. It's like so that's going against whatever the establishment is. But I guess Hollywood, they're not going to go against when somebody who is in office is also left. They're going to say whatever. So okay, never mind. Scratch that.
Here.
I'm wrong.
Corn Pop was one of ours. They are ours.
Yeah.
I'll be the guy on the right. I mean, I get what the fuck you want.
No, not Corn Pop. Like people, were people going to award shows or anything, and were they just going Corn Pop out?
Yeah, no.
No.
Here's Joe Pon's got one. Their new one now is Just Comply.
To be fair, I feel like it's always been that for a while.
Yeah,
that's been like a contentious one from pro-police, anti-police, and I even think you can argue that you could be pro-police or anti-police without being on one side or the other.
Yeah, by God.
Right? So here's Bad Bunny's speech without further ado. I don't want to beat a dead horse.
Yeah, go on. I didn't even know who the fuck this was until I saw him in a movie once.
He's the guy that's going to be in the Super Bowl halftime show that everyone's pissed off about.
And apparently he's very gay.
Dude, his name's Bad Bunny. What'd you expect?
Good point. Good point.
Come on. Give him a little credit. Like he didn't throw you for a sidewinder there, right? His name is Bad Bunny. You're like, he's gay? At the very least, you had what's his face? Oh shit, he just died. Michael something.
Bolton?
George Michael, right? Like you can't tell if someone's gay by their name, right? George Michael. Sometimes he had some dance moves that were questionable, right? But by someone's name, just a first and middle name, I can't tell. But when your name is Bad Bunny, it's like, okay, well, maybe.
There's some suspicions, perhaps, do arise. Perhaps.
Yeah, perhaps.
Something's off about that Bad Bunny,
I tell you, fucks like a rabbit.
Before I say thanks to God, I'm gonna say eyes out.
Wow. Wow. Really? That easy? Is that okay. Wow.
We're not savage, we're not animals, we're not aliens, we are humans, and we are Americans.
How brave. How bold.
He's from Puerto Rico. You're already American.
Buy my next album.
Also, I want to say to the people, I know it's tough to know, not to hate on these days. And I was thinking, sometime we get contaminados. I don't know how to say that in English.
Contaminated?
The hate get more powerful with more hate. The only thing that is more powerful than hate is love.
Never heard that before.
Yeah, they're
ever.
definitely acting
made
with
that.
love. Definitely acting with love. The left is, for sure.
Oh, yeah, they're great at expressing that love,
Yeah.
too. You know? Oh, we have a great example of that, as I just recalled, where there's that, African-American ICE agent. Yeah, they're great with the love.
Yeah. Actually, not a bad video to play right now. I'll pull that
It's,
up. Yeah, just they're great with the love. This is actually love. This is love. Okay, don't get it wrong. Don't get it wrong.
As long as it's coming from the left side of the aisle,
it's love.
No matter what you're hearing, you better just check yourself before you wreck yourself. Just know it's coming from the heart.
That's
And
love.
that's the scary part.
Well, people are going to say, well, what the officer said is not love. That's what they're going to argue. The officer, he was asking for it.
That kind of energy, like we should rip people apart from their families.
Are you a man?
Wow. Wow, is that a question? Wow. Okay. How do you feel about ripping people from their families? Does that feel good?
Fucking house nigga in here.
You heard it already, right? You heard it already?
Yep.
You heard
Something
it.
to
And that
do
was
with,
I believe that was a white guy.
It's
I don't think it's the black guy who walks on screen at the end, because there is a black dude there, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was the black dude saying that to him to kind of like rile him up even more.
Fucking house nigga, where'd you put the fucking KKK?
Said it again.
What's wrong with you people?
What the fuck's wrong with you people?
Calling a woman a man. I mean, what kind of a guy does that?
Fucking house nigga, bitch.
Wow.
So like that's a black guy right there, and as he it's not in this video, but as he's driving away, the officer opens the video again and flicks him off. He's like,
oh yeah,
yeah, but that guy was black. So they're definitely full of love.
Yeah, and I love John again. Jonathan, you become the star of the chat today, so
That's fine. We always
here's
get
all
one.
your flowers. He's like, so y'all don't love? I can tell. Clearly, as we show the side you are on, being faced with a biological fact and pivoting to pure, unadulterated racism.
Here's
and you're
love.
just like, what a righteous bout of racism for the right reasons.
Here's more love.
Hey, Eugene, stop showing up to that federal building without being strapped. I've been holding weekly meetings here.
You hear what he just said? He said, stop showing up to that federal building. Yeah, Eugene, Oregon. Stop
Yeah,
showing
right.
up to that federal building without being strapped, without carrying.
Hey, Eugene, stop showing up to that federal building without being strapped. I've been holding weekly meetings
all
here in
love.
Eugene since
It's all love.
September about how to properly resist ICE. And what we have talked about consistently is
Here, listen to
do
this. I've
not
heard
go out there unless you're ready to slide ICE. You yelling at a building is not affecting their morale. You yelling at a building is not stopping any illegal deportations. Yes, they will tear gas you. Yes, they will shoot at you. Yes, one of you will end up like Renee or Alex, and nobody will be prosecuted. You need to stop doing ineffective things to say that you are doing something. The only way to stop ICE is to make every act of evil costly. They are not paying, and it costs them nothing to do these illegal deportations. If you want ICE to stop in our city, then what you need to do is make every act of evil costly. That means you cannot go out there with a spine of applesauce. You're yelling at them, you're screaming at them, means nothing to them. They still get a paycheck, they still have immunity, and nobody will go to jail no matter what they do to you. There is no precedent anywhere in human history that the way you stop fascism, that the way you stop authoritarianism is by yelling at buildings or holding signs or peacefully protesting. That is a fantasy of this American generation. Your resistance must cause damage to the other side, and it must make every act of evil costly. If your resistance is not doing that, it is not resistance, it is performance. What we need to be doing is consolidating our money, consolidating our resources into a parallel system, building out a parallel system to support the citizens here in Eugene when ultimately our government will and has failed us. That is effective. That is real resistance. That makes every act of evil costly, because what that means is if they do something, they know there are consequences to what they do. So if you want to actually be effective, if we want to actually stop ICE here in Eugene, it's time to bring consequences to the table.
You cool with that? You good with that?
I just hear a lot of love. He was just asking for a lot of like consolidated hugs.
It's all love. It's all love.
I mean,
isn't it?
Again, the audit madness mentioned a very good point here. Like when he does mention earlier, like, you know, hey, in Eugene, don't show up unless you're strapped. Being that we are talking about the libs here, we don't know if it were referring to firearms or strap-ons.
They could be showing up with dildos.
That's
sure.
Exactly.
That's a good point.
Again,
that's a good point. That's a good point.
Well placed. Well said. Jonathan, I don't believe for a second you voted for Trump. Get out of here with that bullshit, or call in.
Here's some more love. Here's some more love. This is the president of Antifa, and he's going to punch a guy in a wheelchair because love. This is what love, this is what true love is. You know, if you look up in the dictionary and you look up the word love, you know what you see?
A punch of somebody that
No. You see the definition of the word love, but that definition would describe what we see here.
Then it'd be a link to this video, I assume.
Yeah, that'd be like a hyperlink, maybe. Like
right.
Like you see the definition,
there would
but then
be in a
see
book.
This, you'd see love.
Did they just chase Jerry out?
All right, so here's the president of Antifa. All right, there you go.
All of it?
Yeah, like the whole thing of him.
Okay.
Let me see. Let's see what screen I'm on here. Okay, that one. Let me zoom
I
in
felt
real
like
quick.
a gravitational pull. So if my camera zoomed, whoa.
Yeah, I know. Like you will, because we can't really. I don't want to play the whole thing on full screen because again, violence. But like, there's this big guy, quote, the president of Antifa, and here's the guy in the orange.
That's an old man.
Yeah, he's gonna get punched out cold in his scooter because Antifa man is love. I'm gonna show you tough love. This is what tough love is. All right, so here's some tough love, but love nonetheless, whether it be tough or soft. Bam, punches him.
Oh, you piece of shit.
How do you fucking punch a guy and then, even if he's calling you the worst things ever, he's handicapped. Life has beaten him down already, sir.
So is this like the president of Antifa by like a cutesy little name, or is this like some variant of Batman, like Antifa man?
Antifa man. That's a great question. I'm not sure to the extent of what his title really is, but in quotes, he is the self-proclaimed president of Antifa. I mean, if you see, I don't know how many Antifa members have the literal words Antifa on their jacket like he does. So like a biker man, he has the words Antifa on his jacket.
Well, that just flies in the face
provocateur, maybe, I don't know, but
you know, crisis actors, provocateur, agitator, FBI even, but that's one healthy boy right there.
Yeah, he drinks a lot of milk, that's for sure. Bam, you see him when he punches him too. Come on, man. How do you not? And the guy's got like reflective gear on. It's not like you didn't see him. It's not like you were swinging wildly. Like you saw this guy coming. He's very reflective. He's orange. He's decked out in like, you know, come on, man. And he's on a little me. You know, he's not going fast. He's not, you know, he's not Renee Goodenya. You know, he's not going that fast. Like you weren't in fear for your life. You know, he wasn't backing up and trying to pull forward and you unloaded on him because he was trying to get out of there. And his fat girlfriend said, "Drive, baby, drive." You know, that never happened.
No, if anything, that would be on the reverse here. That poor reflective man, while slowly going forward, would think that the giant individual would be charging his way. He should have been dodging.
If anything, I see this guy in the orange just got Alex Prettied, right? You know, because this guy is the size of like 8 ices. Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
He's the size of 8 ice guys. And I guarantee you, favorite drink, icy. I bet, right? This is because the amount of sugar, just amount of sugar in there, you know?
I would be insulted if you insinuated otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, that's the guy who loves a good icy. He's being cold, right? So ice, about like three ice guys right here. And Alex Pretty walks up, try to save a woman. Bam, ice knocks him out and or unalives him. That's what happened here. This is clear as day. This was an Alex Pretty situation, and Alex Pretty being the guy in the orange.
I mean, when you spell it that way, I know what I'm seeing is being narrated by pure fact.
Yeah, logic.
I am curious. Did Antifa man president fella here like flex about this? Is this a fucking flex? Yeah, I knocked out a fascist today. Like this just. They don't know how they can't take W's, bro.
More like a slowest, right? Because of the wheelchair. He's not really fast, you know.
You get a smirk, like a half smirk,
okay,
bro. Like,
thank you.
That's the best. Like, okay.
thank you. Something, right? But he he did. Like he's pulling up his flag right now. Same like victory. Like he's declaring. Like he's still knocked out too. He's declaring like there's the flag. He's holding it up. He's waving it over the knocked out guy. Yeah.
Okay. Antifa out. Yeah. By the way, Jonathan, I do not feel bad that you're getting dogged by the chat. You are literally you're trying to tell us that the economy was better under Biden at this point. Holy shit. What did you keep that stimulus money and invest it? Good job, Jonathan. You are my LOL for the night.
Here is do we need more examples of love? Or no?
Oh, I mean, if there's more, who doesn't need more love?
There, like the problem is, it does seem like, and the chat can correct us if we're wrong, but there's so much new love coming out every week that I don't want to love bomb the show with all the love. I don't know if they're sick of the love yet, but like there's so much new love, and some of the love is so lovely you can't help but to not love it. You know what I mean? So, but if we're loving it too much and they don't love it, I don't want to show the love. Not in a negative way. I'm just saying, if you don't love it, I don't love it. I want to love it. I want you to love it. But if we all don't love it, it's not lovely. We ain't loving it. Okay? I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense?
I hope everybody
got that?
Immediately to play Black Eyed Peas, Where's the Love, during that rant for the future.
Where is the love? So more love or less love?
Well, I am nervous about that specific video, which is nothing but all that love from the high school and the. It sounds terrible if I.
Well, let's do this then. We're gonna go down in order, and maybe we can bury that in with the rest, where like the the algo doesn't catch on. But here's more like this looks like a third world city, right? But it's not. I believe it's Minnesota, and they got barricades. There's a lazy boy right there. Okay, and they're blocking the road, and the police, they're like, can we Can we not? Do you think maybe we could like be better? They're like, no, we move when people need us to, and we let emergency services by. They're just listen to the excuses here, I guess you could say.
You guys talking to them, right? So, what can we do to hurry this up? Because we have fire trucks and ambulances that might need to get through here.
They can come
and
through here.
You're talking about the community, and we're talking.
They could get through here. That's what he said. They could get through here.
About making sure that your neighbors can get access to emergency services.
City buses have been easily passing, so I suspect.
Oh man,
dude, it's blocked off with like city buses have been easily passing.
We're all here. When they come, we'll move it for them. You know. Frankly, you're the one blocking it right now.
You're the ones blocking it right now. The cops are, not us.
Do they really literally need like how emergencies work explained to them at this juncture? It's an emergency, but hey, let's all halt for the woman that's having a baby and move all this furniture out of the way.
They're in the right. They've been told and led time and time again that what they're doing is the moral high ground. It is the correct thing to do because the people you are battling are Nazis, are the Gestapo. They're evil and you're good. And a lot of the people on the left, I bet you, they're not religious. I bet you they don't have any type of morality to base what they're being told off of. So politics for them is their morality. You know, this side is what I deem good.
This is, yeah, well, I mean, I can even speak anecdotally from my own personal experience from years ago. Even though I hate to give any credence to the, well, I'll call it a theory, that was the truth. You know, as an atheist, there was really no other identity than becoming more radicalized by the politics of the day. So it is more often, at least from my own experience, not just statistically, seemed to be the case.
It's becoming more and more clear to me that the idea of having something greater than yourself is important, right? But
yeah,
what that greater thing is also important, right? Because, and then what you defined as, you know, let's just say you say God is good, orderly direction, right? G-O-D, good, orderly direction. You know, you don't want to do the whole, you know, Christian, Jewish, Muslim thing, but you do believe in a quote higher power, and just the higher power is good. What is then influencing for you what you think is good? And the people who aren't religious, what influences them is their feels, right? Is what's going on right here. This is good. I'm helping. I'm going to sacrifice myself for the greater good. What's going on here is evil, so I'm going to be the good one. Their only barometer for good is kind of what they're told is good, because they don't have some type of higher power that is based in anything else but politics.
I mean, there is the side of me that always wants to debate that point, but it does have its obvious merits, and it is something that
it's a conundrum, and I do not wish for anyone to be on the opposite side of that debate as to where they get their moral ethics from, if it isn't from some type of religious base.
So, yeah, sorry. I was just reminding myself of the quote, was it Christopher Hitchens or Dawkins? You know, one's moral barometer should not be contingent on any book, any scripture, and but
that's religion.
Sadly, you cannot deny that it does offer guidance, and there
are things inside that we know to be true, you know, and what makes those things true. Like there are certain mathematic equations that are true, regardless of what you want to say, you know. There are universal truths that, like, you wonder why why do you gravitate towards what is true? What is making you gravitate towards that?
Yeah, 100%. And
always something to ponder.
Sorry, I'm a little half in the chat. I'm half here. Brent, I think
all up
I
in
know
this.
who you are, and by God, that's okay if you have multiple profiles. I may be wrong about you. Either way, it's good to see you, and I see you, Grit City. Enjoy them boogers, bro. We are here and supporting that all day.
Oh, Grit City's here?
Well, not you know,
Grit,
like the other version of Grit. Sock.
I know who Grit is.
Yeah, no, but it's not that Grit.
What do you mean it's not that Grit? It's not that. It's not the M
It's
Grit.
somebody that's being like, "Yo, I'm Grit, dog," but not.
But they're
really.
faking Grit. Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's a fake Grit.
Okay.
Fake Grit. Fake Grit. You kind of have to when you tell me it's not Grit. Like I don't understand what you mean.
Yeah, I know.
Kind of have
But
to say
you are
that.
very welcome here, and I loved your last diss track on Ismic and AD. That shit was fire. All right.
Two more love videos, right? So here's
Okay.
another as far as these roadblocks go, because it's getting more and more prevalent now, right? So now you got these guys going over to a random car. Now they're stopping cars. Now they're playing police. They're playing cops and robbers, so to speak. Like, I'm the police, I got a walkie-talkie. They're pulling vehicles over and talking to them. You're like, your license plate is registering as an ICE vehicle. We're just checking, just seeing how things are going, just making sure everything's cool over here. Like,
You got to be shitting me, dude. What that is,
Okay.
you're asking to
Enjoy.
literally get unalived. In that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It really is, because if you're in Minnesota, you're allowed to open carry. I mean, I'm sorry, you're allowed to carry. I think you're allowed to conceal. I don't think it's open carry, but you're allowed to have a gun on you.
Trying to fish out federal agents.
No, they're the civilians. Whoever these people
are the ones. Yeah, they're finding people that are
whether
ICE,
they're
trying to.
pretending. I don't know what database they have. They're wearing masks. They can wear masks and cover their face. Why don't you show your face? Why don't you show your face? Why can't you show your face? It's kind of weird,
This
right?
is alarming. This is stupid. This is like Darwinism level stupid.
And the
Somebody's
government
gonna die.
And the government there is letting it happen.
Of course they are.
Uber driver, man.
What blue state is this?
So some random journalist is fault. This is Minnesota. This is the same place all this shit's happened right now. Besides Portland, but this right here, I believe, is in Minnesota. So this is just some random journalist following this guy. So this guy is the guy filming is not with this guy, so to speak.
All right, gotcha.
We get to see what's going on.
Yeah, he's just our Somalian Uber driver, man.
He's got a walkie-talkie in his left hand, and the camera guy goes, "It's just a Somalian Uber driver, man." And the guy's like, "Still gotta do my job, man. Gotta do what I was assigned to do, right? But they hate cops. But they gotta do. They gotta ask for ID, and they gotta ask for proof of who they are. But don't do it to them, man."
It's a projection of their jealousy of like the lack of authority in my eyes.
It's just
if I were to psychoanalyze this.
Sure, and it's just pure hypocrisy. It's just pure like power play going on. I want the power, not you.
Nothing slaps than becoming the very thing you purport to hate.
The very thing you hate. What did Batman say? What did he say?
Long enough to see to become the villain.
Yeah, I think a lot of these people always wanted to be the villain, though. That's the thing.
Time to shine.
Hey, how's it going?
You said his license plates are ICE?
Doing good, yeah. I was just saying, it looks like in our system.
Why has he got a mask on? What's he so afraid of? He doesn't want to be noticed or doxxed. Why has he got a mask on? They don't like when ICE people wear a mask, but the guy going around finding ICE people, they can wear masks. That's fine.
This is gonna turn out so bad. Like, okay, somebody smarter somewhere. I don't even want to call this an organization. Knows that this is gonna end up in martyrdom, and then somebody
They want it. We just watched the dude, the guy from Eugene, Oregon, saying you're gonna be a Renee Good, you're gonna be an Alex Perry. That's what we want. We want that. You're gonna get shot. You're gonna get unalive, and the cop's not gonna get prosecuted. But that's what we need.
That their voices, they know their voice is amplified when they lose one, and by God, did they jerk off over it.
Your plates came up as an ICE plate. That doesn't seem like it's the case, but I just wanted to come through and see what was up and talk to you.
I just wanted to, like, if that
He
was
just
a
racially
cop doing,
profiled,
like,
by the way. You saw that. You heard.
No, he profiled by the plates. Like, looking at the guy, like, even the camera guy said, it's a black person in the car. It's a Somali person, right? It's obviously not. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, because you're Somali, you're not ICE. Yeah, for sure. If this was a cop doing this to somebody else, they would saying the exact same line, the exact same phrasing, they'd be so pissed. Well, why you pull me over? I'm just seeing what's going on. That's all. Oh, you don't got the right to do that. You don't got the right to bug me. And I would love to see how this person handled it if this person said, fuck you, get the fuck out of here. How people who, like, what's the charge? What's the charge? Charge me. If there's no charge, get the fuck out of here. I don't got to tell you shit. I would love to see how they handled that. They probably wouldn't handle it right. Do we want to take Joe Pon's call? Because he keeps calling.
Oh, yeah. After this comment he just made, this is literally Fox News. I'll give you a signal if it's time to go with, Joe Pon here.
Hi, Joe Pon.
Who's Fox News, man?
Hi.
Who's Fox News?
What's Fox News?
Where's Fox News?
That comment. Because Fox News, they literally asked that same question to a protester when Renee Good got shot. Why are you guys wearing a mask? And her answer was, because it's fucking cold.
Joe Pon, come on, man. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
But I'm not allowed to say fucking.
No. Like, the idea that, like you just turned the question of a mask into like a Fox News talking point, yet the other side can ask that whether it's cold or not. What if I told you the same thing? Every ICE agent in Minneapolis is wearing a mask because it's cold. What say you?
I'm going to whiz. Have fun for a moment.
Well, I'm going to use pattern recognition and say no, because they wear masks in
No.
Chicago,
I said
LA.
every ICE, exactly, everywhere where it's cold, and they're wearing it because it's cold, especially in Minneapolis right now when there's snow on the ground. What say you?
And yet they don't even wear identifying marks on their uniform.
This guy,
or have matching
this
uniforms.
random person coming up to a car has no identification on him, and he's harassing somebody who's just a civilian. What markings does he need to show to do this? You're okay with this guy doing this? At least have
because he's a civilian. He's a civilian.
At least so is a cop. They're doing a job with him, but he's still a civilian.
He's in uniform.
So you're telling me, so at least have some consistency, though. So you're saying this, are you okay with what this guy's doing?
Well, he's just identifying the plate and asking if it's an ICE vehicle.
Right, but are you okay with him profiling people, saying, oh, well, you're obviously not an ICE person because you're a black Somali person? Furthermore, are you okay with somebody coming up and questioning people just like this? This is something a cop would do just like this, but you're saying it's okay because it's a civilian.
I don't even understand the question right now.
You don't understand the question right now. If this was a cop and the roles were reversed and the cop was just coming up nonchalantly to ask what this car was doing there, and the car has come up as something involved in a crime or something like that, you'd be okay with that?
If it's involved in a crime, yes, because the cop is an official. As an official law enforcement, the civilian is not. He is literally asking questions.
Perfect. So now the cop comes up and says, oh, this car has been involved in a crime. Yes, they're allowed to do that. Now a civilian comes up and says, hey, this car is involved in something that's going on that's lawful. That's not a crime. Interesting.
That's a weird double standard.
How's that a weird double standard? Being an ICE agent is not unlawful. So going up and just asking someone if they're ICE or not, it is very odd, because the implication being that if they were ICE, this interaction would not go as it went.
So you're admitting that ICE basically is trigger happy, and anyone asks a question, they'll arrest you. even if it's just a
What?
nonchalant question.
How did you gather that from what I said? Steelman my argument so I understand. So I understand you know what I'm saying.
I'm
Please.
going off of what Eli said.
Hold what? I've been here for seconds, but let me point out. All right, real quick before Josh gets to fairly retort to what you just said.
I'm gonna get a soda.
Okay. What I want to ask you is this: per chance.
Go for a pee break, Josh.
Okay, yeah, he's on
Sorry.
it. Good job. Thank you. Hope Paul is well, by the way. Good buddy. Do you know offhand how many people have died, since Trump's ICE has been enforcing, the law, we'll say? Feel free to throw me a number. It can be wrong. It's okay.
Low end 30 last year, and at least 6 I know this year. So we're up to 36.
Okay, are we now? I just want to make the context very clear here. All right, were these fatalities the result of being in custody or in the pursuit of being put in custody?
Well,
I'm still trying to figure out what crime was committed here.
A few was because they were in custody, like going to Alligator Alley and basically being a victim to the elements. And then the others were like Renee Good, Preddy. Those two guys that got shot.
Those weren't protesters. Those are people resisting arrest.
I want to focus specifically on those, the ones that. And by the way, I will add this fairly. Preddy's tragedy has been, I believe, officially recognized as a homicide. But
it was never a suicide.
That's clear as day.
It was always a homicide.
After the administration drags their feet on it and calls them a domestic terrorist.
But you understand, a homicide doesn't mean murder, right? Homicide means you died by something else from your own hands. That's what a homicide is.
Where'd you get the number 36 from, by the way? Because I want to ask you something that I have a feeling you don't know the answer to, and I just want you to be honest and remember, there's no pressure. Everything's okay. At the end of the day, I know who you are. You know who I am. Where'd you get 36 from, by the way?
The 36, basically, I'm just low ending it right now, but it's basically 30 died because of ICE last year, and then 6 this year.
So what's the claim? 36 what?
I'm trying to get his assessment of how many people have died under Trump's ICE, during him being our president.
Let me know, and this is at Joe Pon's leisure, and when you're ready to, Eli, I want to get back to my initial question here, because I asked Joe Pon a question about when police can interfere or go after somebody if they notice that said car was involved or is involved in a crime, and he said, yeah, you're allowed to do that, and I still want to know what the crime is here, where this civilian can go up to this car and demand proof of who this person is.
All right, here's I will stop sugarcoating, and I just want to get to the fact of the matter. I believe I can quote you, Joe Pon, that you favored Obama's presidency and basically how he handled just about damn near everything compared to Trump, who you believe to be the devil of some sort. I want to just let you know that 58 immigrants died in his administration when ICE was doing their thing, only the media wasn't all over the fucking place with it. 58 immigrants died under their custody, but there's 2
over what period of time
been reported.
That was over the 8 years. That's spread out over like 6 a year or something. Well, no, that's bad math.
Okay, well, whatever the case, that's my point. You are ultimately arguing over 2 fatalities, and all the others you have rounded up as just being something, I don't know, that maybe happened in Alcatraz, Alligator, whatever, which is blatantly, I don't know where you pulled that. I think you just pulled that out of your ass. But I think I made my point, and I think the numbers show where the success is, but I am also curious, I'm throwing a lot at you, as to Josh's claim here in this video, this instance right here. tell me, where is the crime where a civilian is able to go and do some sort of civilian citizens arrest while they're seeking out an actual law enforcement agent who is doing nothing more than enforcing the law? How is that in any way okay? What is the crime?
And I would just want to add one caveat here as far as what we don't have. And what we don't have right now in this video is what would happen if this person in this vehicle did not comply, did not want to talk. They have every right not to do that. I would want to know how this interaction would end up.
Like if the guy in the car was an ICE agent, or he's in fact an ICE agent.
How about this, Joe Pon? How about I'm not an ICE agent, but some random dude comes up to me while I'm sitting in my car and says, "Hey, your license plate is coming up as somebody that dude, I would tell this guy to go fuck off. I don't got.
Yeah, you could tell him to go fuck off.
Right.
That's what you're allowed to do.
Okay, my point is, how would this guy react? We don't know,
I don't know
that
how he
yet.
reacted.
I know. And unfortunately, no, I don't, because how this person reacts is they cooperate. They cooperate with this guy, just like every other video we have seen. You know, the guy in the white Expedition or whatever that SUV was, he gets out, he shows him he's got camera equipment. A lot of these people cooperate. I would like to see, we have evidence of what happens when you do not cooperate with police, whether it be good or bad, whether it be justified or unjustified. What we don't have right now is these people going up to civilians, to random people, and saying, "Hey, I think you're ICE, show me proof." What happens if I don't show them proof?
If you don't show them proof, then you don't show them proof. You can't.
So they're just going to let me go?
False equivalence.
They're just going to let me go?
Are they holding you at gunpoint?
Dude, that's what I'm saying. We don't know yet, though. Why? What's the purpose of, like, what would they? So if you're going up to check who's who, what's going to happen if you're somebody you don't like? If that's the purpose, what's their intent?
I mean, the point right now is because you can't identify any ICE agents. They wear a mask. They don't have any proper uniforms. They don't have any identification numbers. You could go to the Freddy video.
That's not the question. That's not the question. I'm not talking about ICE agents. I'm talking about this guy right now. All right? Let's just even say right now this is a hypothetical, and I want Joe Pon to hypothesize with me, okay? This guy is going up to a car. He's taking time out of his day to police and patrol the area. Who's ICE and who's not? What happens if this guy in this vehicle does not want to cooperate with this seemingly menacing civilian? How does Joe Pon think this may work out?
He's in a car, so drive away.
Okay. Interesting.
I don't need to shoot the guy asking questions. I only need to shoot him if he pulls a gun. But he's not a police officer. He's not an ICE agent. I'm not being held. They don't have a warrant, so I can just drive off.
So do you think that's possible? You could just drive off if, let's say, they have the road barricaded.
I'm looking at the current road right now. I do not see any barricades.
Right. For instance, in this video, that's not the case, but in the two videos prior that we played, they had the road barricaded when actual police came there, and they weren't letting actual police through.
Well, in those cases, they do leave enough room for you to go around or detour.
So, like, you're fine with that. You're fine with blocking off roads and stuff like that. I guess we just see things a little differently here, because in this instance,
they're blocking off half the road.
Dude, they're blocking off all the road for people who they don't deem necessary to go through. They're being a Gestapo to people they don't like. How do you not understand that?
At the expense
How are they being the Gestapo? Are they shooting people?
Phone calls on this
if you were
channel. Let me
ICE,
talk
could you
for a
get by?
second. okay, at the expense of emergencies that are ongoing. People that are making these blockades, they're literally using fucking living room furniture, putting them in the center while surrounding it with planks and other such equipment to literally block anybody they deem not one of theirs. And you tell me you see no issue with that.
They've gotten it wrong numerous times. They said their database picked this license plate up as an ICE thing. The video we played 2 days ago or 3 days ago with the SUV, and he was a camera guy. They said he had an ICE vehicle, and the people demanded that he should know better and he should rent, not use his own personal vehicle, but he should rent a different vehicle now because that's too close to what the ICE vehicle. Like, my point is, there's going to be an instance, just what Eli is saying here. You had an instance with ICE on the opposite end of things where a protester took it too far, or rather the ICE agent did, and we can argue that. You're going to have something happen here where one of these people take it too far and they're going to kill an innocent civilian, okay? Or something stupid's going to happen where the civilian does not want to identify themselves because they don't have to, and because they're omitting who they are, the person, you know, questioning them is going to think that means they're guilty and they're going to do something about it. Then we're going to have a bigger problem on our hands. We have to look at things like this and say, this could lead to something bad. We can't just sit here and say, oh, well, I don't see anything bad here going on, so therefore nothing bad will happen. I'm asking you to extrapolate here a little bit. I'm asking you to use a little logic. Renee Good, Alex Preddy, people just got killed by ICE, right? There are people who do not like ICE. They see ICE as people who are murdering and executing people, Joe Pond. So on the other end of this, now you have people taking, quote, the law into their own hands, having databases of, quote, ICE vehicles where so far it seemingly they've gotten these vehicles wrong. If you do not like ICE patrolling the streets as they do and questioning random people, profiling people, how can you be for or look at this and say, I see nothing wrong with this? At the very least, you could be like, this could turn into something worse. I don't condone this. I understand. I don't condone.
And they have no authority to be doing this shit. This is a very stupid game that they're playing.
So this is so you're saying that the civilian guy should not be asking questions?
Shouldn't be doing this at all, but by God, it's his freedom to be FA-ing, FO-ing all day long, but you were not willing to answer any of the points that Josh
So you meant that the ICE agents are short-tempered and they shoot first, ask questions later.
I'm using your own logic to what's going on here. I didn't say that. You're saying that. So I'm saying now you have the same type of people on your side doing the same thing, and you're fine with it. They haven't shot anybody yet, but it's going to we've played video after video where they keep inciting violence. And if you don't like what ICE is doing, you have no problem what these people are doing. You know there's a lot of people out there who are saying fight ICE with violence. And you'd be silly to sit here and tell us that's not the case. So looking at something like this, this is a what do they call it? Like a pressure cooker, right? This instances like this, there's going to come a point in time when somebody on the civilian side of things, I'm not saying that makes ICE right or wrong. I'm saying two wrongs don't make a right. I'm saying two rights don't make a wrong, okay? What you're saying is, oh, well, they're doing that. We could do that. And I'm saying no. I'm saying no, that's not the case. And if anything, right now, the law backs up ICE, whereas random civilians holding databases of people is kind of a murky area as far as them trying to stop law enforcement. That's not necessarily protesting.
And I'd laugh in the face of anybody that tried to approach me during my commerce or commute and trying to assert any sort of authority on me without the literal legal
And that's what scares me. If you're going to sit here and tell me or act as if these only type A personalities, these trigger happy personalities are only on the law enforcement side, I'm gonna laugh in your face. These type of people, these power hungry people, they're everywhere. They are waiting for a second to have a little bit of authority, no matter what side they're on. Okay, so people acting like this is bad, no matter what you say. No matter
So
how
you got all that from one video.
It's more than, dude, what are you talking about, man?
This is not the only time. This is not the isolated incident just solely for the existence of,
Maybe Joe Pong
of us
doesn't
playing
know.
this. This is a common practice in this particular state, not being stopped because it is a overwhelmingly blue state. So this is just one sliver of example. Please tell me you're not just playing dumb for the sake of really selling to us that you think this is the only time this has ever happened. I hope that's not the case.
Josh went on a bit of a rant. I lost the plot.
It's not my
That's
fault.
Okay. All right. Well, we exchanged our ideas. I think we often come to the similar conclusions where there is no concession. Even we do our best. At the very least, we're
concession I was trying to make.
Dialogue.
If you think ICE is overstretching their boundaries, someone like this who has no authority, who has no legal backing to do what they're doing, if you don't think this is also overstretching their boundaries, you're a hypocrite. Okay?
Hey Josh, quick question.
Please.
I sent you over a link about a week and a half ago. And basically it's the directive that the ICE's own policy is basically saying about the vehicle stuff. If it's at all possible, can you look up directive 19009.3 involving firearms and shooting them at vehicles?
And while he does that, I do have a brief question. Can you simply, Joe Pon, not see a danger in civilians taking on this vigilantism or this authority that comes from literally nothing and then applying it to others who may not have the same respect? Do you not see how that is, as Josh phrased it, a literal powder keg? Can you or can you not see this as a dangerous act?
Going up and asking, is this vehicle ICE?
Why do you keep phrasing it like that? Why do you keep phrasing like that? There's blockades. There's groups of people surrounding vehicles, demanding they stop, proving who they are. Okay. What is really the difference when ICE goes to somebody and asks them to prove who they are? They're doing this. They're acting just as the people they hate. Hate begets more hate, Joe Pon. Do you not agree?
I agree with that. Hate only brings more hate, which is why you have everyone basically at each other's throats now because of this administration's hateful rhetoric.
Yeah, you're only willing to concede as long as Josh pointed out ICE, for the sake of the argument, is acting out of hate, even though they are sworn in and doing a job that is paid for by our tax dollars, as much as you may hate it, and it makes that a completely legal and justified job to pursue and to do. Doesn't mean every case that occurs that goes out and somebody dies makes it right, but you not seeing the comparison of civilians going out and doing that same job without that same authority, and you not offering the concession there and saying, yes, I see where this could be a problem, that's crazy work to me.
I mean, I could see it as a problem, but so far, I haven't seen them shoot anybody.
That's dude.
Okay,
that's
right.
such a crazy
or take someone from the vehicle, or just go or break into their house. Which by the way, that was one of the things
Joe
I
Pon?
sent
Let me
you.
just
They
let me
ignore
just
the Fourth Amendment.
Here's a fastball. How long you think this has been going on? This little practice. You think it's been going on really long? Like what, on a well-established organization like ICE? I mean, this is kind of pointless for me to even bleed out the points that I think I could make here. This is kind of recent, but give it time, something's going to go down, and your side, dare I just sugarcoat it like that or blanket statement you like that, you're going to have yourself another martyr to be angry about because of the actions that are careless and stupid, like this fucker on our screen right now. And you're applauding it, and you're not looking at the flaws of it.
Is it a directive 19009.3?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Don't worry,
Dude, Joe Pon, by the way, I just want to make for the record, lack of proof will never be proof. Okay, just because they haven't done it, that doesn't mean that's proof. Okay, we're asking for a little more logical thinking there. We're just saying, you see, this is a similar action. You see how something similar turned out. And we're now asking you to, if you see how that turned out, to let's, quote, logically see how this could turn out. And you're not, either you're doing it, you're intentionally not wanting to see that way, or it's the other way, which I don't think so. I think you're smarter than that.
No, I see
you can never prove a negative. You can't prove a negative by pointing to the past. It's not going to happen because it happened. That's not how. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a good argument. It's not a good thing for debate.
I'm Josh. I think maybe I just heard a concession, and I want to check if I am mistaken. Did you, Joe Pon, quote unquote, just state, I do see how somebody untrained doing this could be bad?
I mean,
did you just say that?
Yeah.
Imagine saying.
Thank you. That's all.
This is what Joe Pon said. Well, my house hasn't burned down, so I can cancel my fire insurance. That's what you said. That's the logical extrapolation of the vibe you're going for.
That is way out there.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You're saying because you haven't seen it happen means essentially it won't happen. So because my house hasn't burned down yet, I don't need fire insurance because it hasn't happened. Okay? When, in fact, the few houses around me, a similar fire happened, they had insurance, they were saved by it. We've seen how, at least in your logic, how ICE acts, how that could lead to violence and negativity. Now, people on the opposite end are acting in similar fashions, and you're telling us I can go ahead and cancel my fire insurance because that's not going to happen. That's what you're saying. And that doesn't make any sense at all, Joe Pon. You're not being logical. No. You're not being consistent.
No, I'm just saying rather die on my feet than die on my knees.
Yeah, that was another pop.
So
right there.
Yeah, well, what does that even mean?
Subscribe for more conversations, guys.
So that means the person being interrogated by a civilian should die in their knees because they don't want to prove to them that they're not ICE because they don't have a right to. Like, what are you saying, dude?
Again, they have a car. They could drive away.
Just like Renee Good did too, right? But she got shot. She had a car. She could drive away, but ICE killed her. How do you know this guy won't do the same thing? Where's your logic? Where's your logic?
Where's your logic?
I'm demonstrating it time and time again where my logic is, and all you're telling me is no, yes, no, yeah, huh. I'm giving you examples. I'm giving you examples of how I'm getting here. You're not giving me an example. You're just saying, see, and yeah. Where's your logic?
The individual with the mask, in this case, in this video, is walking up to vehicles with some form of authority, alluding to some form of database. That is something that I think any civilian could legally interpret as some kind of threat, because there is no legal binding or ground to stand on. So there are so many areas and merits of how this is so flawed, dangerous, stupid, that it's even hard to...
Yeah, there is some flaws.
There's a lot of flaws, yes. And I'm glad he at least conceded, that he could see how it could go bad. So we got that much.
Like he has to, like he has to.
Yeah,
like,
but again,
if he
the government is
concede,
shooting you, so you have
if he didn't concede to any flaws,
so you have to come up with your own plans.
If he didn't concede to any flaws, he'd be a hypocrite in his position. He would have to concede some flaws in how this guy's going about. He would have to.
So I said this a week and a half ago, found it 2 weeks ago. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the screen. I'm seeing Eli talk. Once again, the Trump
What does that
administration,
mean?
they like
What
to
does that
redact
mean?
files.
What does that mean, real quick? That you haven't seen Eli talk? What does that mean?
No, he was watching the screen.
I'm watching you guys, so it's the video's on a delay while I'm talking. It's like a 15-second delay. or
Podcast
something.
shit. Yeah.
So does that mean you're not listening to what I'm saying?
No.
I can
Are you
still hear you.
trolling?
I can still hear you.
Okay, just making sure.
Okay. Fuck.
Just what I'm saying. It comes like 15 seconds later into the video. That's it.
Right. That's it.
We have a delay for a reason, just in case any crazy shit happens. I can fucking dip out of that. Boop. Nope.
Don't worry. I seen the Super Bowl with the streakers. Streaker comes on. Commercial
break. Get out of here. Oh,
Yep,
shit.
It literally happened on my channel. It was horrifying. C-Files was there, I think. And
So what do you got? So this is ICE Directive 190093. It says firearms, use of force. Number one, the purpose and background. This directive establishes that the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, firearms, and use of force policy. The directive assigns responsibilities for agency employees and, in conjunction with the ICE Firearms and Use of Force Handbook, establishes procedures and protocols concerning firearms and the use of force, including but not limited to training and proficiency, the reporting of use of force incidences, and the proper maintenance, storage, and accounting of firearms and intermediate force weapons.
Yeah, and for some reason they have the entire thing blocked out. It's been like that for 2 weeks. $10 billion budget, and you can't even get proper IT right.
Oh, that's what that is. It's blocked out.
Yeah, it's blocked out. It's not a computer issue with you. It's on mine too. So they literally blocked it out.
Don't worry. Don't worry, buddy.
Like I'm saying, with the Trump administration, they like to block things out. They like to redact stuff.
Bro.
Oh,
you could easily look this up on like any other fucking thing too, right?
Yes, but this is the official ICE website.
Dude, it's not. Yeah, it's fine, man. Like, it's not like. I mean, you could probably even go into what's it called, the Wayback Machine, and get this. You know, you go back like a month and figure out. So this is 19909. Oh, this is 190092.2.
It was fine in November, I think.
So what's the point of this directive here? Like, what was the point you're bringing up?
Exactly what I wanted to ask. All of this to lead to this for what?
On the redacted stuff, it basically states that ICE agents, that you're not supposed to step in front of a vehicle and then use that as justification for shooting at a car, because once you shoot that person, car's out of control, and then it could go wherever. And you're also not allowed to shoot. You're also not allowed to shoot at the car if the person's not being in immediate danger. And the lady, just her last words was, "I'm not mad at you."
Okay.
She didn't have a gun. She only had plushies in her glove box.
Hey, Joe Pon, if I say, "I love you to the moon and back," you don't think, sarcasm or facetiousness applies? If I say, "I'm not mad at you, bro," you think you think the words are how they sound, like there is no intent or context there.
There's different context.
I know, but you just implied there wasn't, though. No, but the reason why I asked that is because you just said, because she said, "I'm not mad at you, bro," implies she wasn't trying to hurt him. So I'm just trying to ask, like, you don't think she could be being sarcastic or facetious in that moment when she said that?
A little facetious, but not enough to start running him over.
I mean, even when she backed up, her tires were faced towards him when she floored it, and then after the shots were fired, she started turning away. So, like, his use of force,
they were already turned.
Incorrect. There was at least a frame or two where the tires were turned at him when the acceleration started. There was no constant turn of the tires. The tires were faced at him, the acceleration started, and then the turn happened. It was not an acceleration while the turn was happening. The acceleration started and then turned after the first shot was fired.
And he's not supposed to get in front of the vehicle.
Okay, do you think? Okay, what do you think my position is actually?
I think your position is that sad that she died. Sad that she died, but the ICE officer was apparently in the right, which I would argue no.
In the right, I think the thing here is justified.
Legally.
Yes, I think the thing here is justified, right? How long do you what do you think the time frame of the acceleration and the shots was? Like how many seconds elapsed between that?
About 2 seconds. But there's also the other fact that I don't think he went over.
Which is?
Before she even starts accelerating, the guy is switching his hands. He's putting his cell phone into his left hand and getting his hand ready to basically pull the gun on her.
Or he was, I can't argue with what you're saying, but what I can bring up is, or he took a second to record and now he's getting back in the ready state. He wasn't just switching his hand to kill her. He was switching his hand for the ready. He was recording with his right hand. He gives his phone back to his left hand as like a just in case thing. So I can't agree with you there, but there's at least 2 or 3 frames where she's accelerating while the wheels are turned at him. So I guess this whole thing can come down to whether we think it's justified or not as far as the Renee Good thing is. And in 2 seconds, if a car is accelerating at me, and I also have had an incident a week prior, 2 weeks prior, where I was already hit by a car, I might have a little PTSD. We can argue if he even should have still been on the job or not. I will love to go over that one because I think not. I think he should have gotten more time off, hands down. Hands down.
More time off.
Yes.
Don't be giving the guy who has PTSD a gun.
Don't accelerate at an officer in any shape or form.
Right.
That would be a great rule of thumb.
For whatever reason, that's not. I see a lot of the right can say that. A lot of people on the right can say, "Hey, officer necessarily wasn't in the right, but also Renee Good shouldn't have done that." When then I talk to people on the left and they're like, "Nope, Renee Good was fine. Officer was completely in the wrong." It's like they have you have no nuance. Do you think Renee Good was responsible in what she did there? Because we have footage of her blocking the entire street, blocking half the street for minutes before this happened. She wasn't there just protesting. She was interfering with something going on. This is the same adage that we see time and time again where they try to say she's just a protester. She was doing more than just that. Should you lose your life for that? No, but you're putting yourself in a situation where you can, and you're not being responsible about it. I wouldn't dream of doing I would go to a protest all day. But if I got into a conflict with law enforcement, dude, as far as Alex Preddy goes, I wouldn't have a fucking gun in my pocket if I was trying to fucking, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, as a concealed gun owner, I would never do that. That doesn't make any fucking sense, man. And as far as like the Renee Good thing goes,
and yet over the years, you saw a whole bunch of gun nuts take their guns to protest.
And explain to me. And wait, explain to me how that's the same. Explain to me in you just broad stroke one, so give me one that's the same.
I mean, the easy one is probably January 6th. You had everyone basically bringing whatever weapon they had.
Did any of them shoot anybody? I think the only people that were shot. Yeah, you had a bunch of concealed carry people. What you're doing is you're proving the point there, though. You had a bunch of people who went against you. You had a bunch of people who went there, and it was the police who shot somebody, and the person they shot, they were unarmed. They didn't even have a gun on them. They were advancing.
It was White House security guard.
But they were literally breaking into the window. They were trying to let everyone else in. I don't know what they were going to do.
40 FBI agents confirmed.
No, it was 240 FBI.
200.
Agents.
Sorry, yeah, literally confirmed.
Under Biden or Trump?
What does it matter?
Excuse
the
me?
FBI guy. What's the assumption there though?
Wait, and a quick pause. Joe Pon and Josh, Miss Sweet. Hold on for a second, please. Miss Sweet, Sweet Skull. I see all of your claims. Please please put the number up, Josh. You have a lot of fire in those veins. Call and back up any of the claims. We went over the files earlier. You missed it. You have a lot to say. Please do so with your voice if you have conviction in the things you believe. Now, back to you, Joe Pon, please. J6 is what to you? How was that an example of people that you think the protesters are comparable to a bunch of nuts with guns when nobody else got shot except for one of the protesters?
Well, they didn't. I'm pretty sure they didn't shoot because, well, you have at least 1,600 people there. You might accidentally fire at one of your own.
I'm just glad you didn't bring up the Kyle Rittenhouse thing because that'd have been a bad move.
I mean, that's an easy one.
But that's completely not even the same at all. So like you did yourself a service for not bringing that one up. That was a smart move.
That was good bait, Josh. Good bait.
Do you want to get back to the ICE thing, or or do you want to? Oh, okay. I mean, the other thing, the only reason I don't want Eli to join ICE is because you know that $50,000 bonus.
Yeah, I know a lot more about things. Yes. What about? It's 40,000 first, and it's after a certain amount of time, and 10,000 more if you're willing to relocate. By the way, Nico Risi, we are happily listening to ourselves. Been doing this for years.
Unfortunately,
what's beyond me is that if you hate it so much, you're watching. So thank you for participating. Now, continue, please. Why don't you want me to maybe continue on with ICE?
Well, for one thing, apparently they had to lower the standards. So, so I don't want you to join an organization that basically lowered the standards.
Yeah, no, dude, I can't tell you how much information I have taken in as a result of my literal talking with the organization, a recruiter, and all the information and emails that I have been inundated with. Okay,
seems to be going on across the board as far as jobs and law enforcement in general, just people lowering the standards to let other people in. Seems like a common theme going on in the workplace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sadly.
Yep. Anyway, you have to sign up for ICE, and then you get like $10,000 a year for like a certain amount of years, and they give you compensation if you're willing to relocate. But the other thing is that I think that would probably screw you out of that 50,000 would be because they want 3,000 arrests a day. That accounts to about, I think, 4 million people, 3 million people. I'm not sure how much in like four years. And
at the end of the day,
I'm pretty sure that
a
day. I'm pretty sure that they will find a way to basically screw you out of that money because you didn't meet our expectations, Eli. You didn't arrest 3,000 people this day. You only arrested 2,996 or something.
That's not quite how it works, as it was explained to me by the literal recruiter. But anyway, at the end of the day,
I know it's collectively.
I have made no final decision, so I mean, we're way ahead of ourselves even talking about it. But I think overall, there's some appreciation there because of any concern you may have.
Anything else, Joe Pon, to put a nice little bow on that? We got to move on a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. I'll leave with the two votes to finish up on the 50,000 thing. If you quit early, then you actually owe that bonus money back that you didn't receive. So that's one reason, is because you're basically locked into financial slavery.
At the end of the day, I'm going to make my own decision regardless of what anybody tells me, including the recruiter.
Shit, Joe Pon.
All right.
I signed up for Adobe. Listen, hey, I signed up for Adobe Creative Cloud, and you have to sign up for the year program. It's like $70 a year. If you quit early, you're on the hook for whatever months you didn't pay. It's the same thing. It's not, it's not any different. It's like, listen, you signed up for a contract. You said you're going to be here for this long. If you're not here for this long, we're not going to give you what you told you, and you're going to owe us some. It's not that far fetched. What I'm saying. It's not that crazy is all. It happens
that's
with
a private company, not the government.
But it happens with computer programs. I'm saying, like, it's that common. So.
All right. God bless, buddy. Catch you later.
Okay. The only ball I'll leave on is basically just the only reason I'm pissed off at least with ICE is because it seems like there's always an excuse for ICE. They have PTSD. They're untrained. They're scared or something. Meanwhile, all the responsibilities on the civilian guy, it's on the person that's being shot in the back or run over, shot again. That's my
the one thing
concern with it.
Like the one thing that I never got with police as far as whole resisting arrest thing goes, and I'll never get it, is when you're being roughed house around, you're being stomped on and stuff like that. Like it's hard for me to visualize me being okay, I'm gonna kind of turtle and protect myself a little bit. Are you gonna consider the cop that resisting arrest because I'm trying not to get kicked for a second? But in the video, that's not necessarily what was happening. But at the very least, we'll leave
he
it
got
off
maced and he was getting pistol whipped and being kicked by 5 other guys. So are you gonna think straight when you're literally burnt, when your eyes are burning, your head is bleeding, and you're literally getting shot at and kicked?
I will tell you this, that's never, as far as police work go, I've never been able to jive with that, right? Just the idea, it's going to be hard for me to, just get down. Granted, I'm doing something wrong, maybe to be being put in the position to be, quote, resisting arrest. But if I'm being kicked, stomped on, it's almost natural instinct to protect myself. I'm not going to just throw my hands behind my back while you're stomping on my head. You got to give me a little, so that part I will give leeway to, but I'm probably not going to be a guy at a protest fighting cops with a gun in my back pocket either, to give them the any type of way that I might be violent towards them. So, and
to be a menace, as the footage that we saw prior to the
11 days
incident, that is not, you're putting yourself as a target of someone dangerous, and he had his firearm out, which put him way more up on their radar. None of this is to say that what happened to him was okay. It was horrific. It was an example of how they need to have better communication, or whatever the case, when they detain and contain somebody, they all fucked up. That's why it's being investigated. So we're in agreement here, but if you're going to go there armed, don't be chasing down federal vehicles and kicking their taillights out.
You have to have a little more wherewithal if you're going to be doing stuff with a gun on your person. And that's what doesn't make sense to me. You're a protester. You want to keep protesting this stuff. You want to kind of live on to help the cause. Why would you put yourself in a situation where you're not going to be here anymore? And you could say, well, how did he know you had a gun on you and you're fighting the police? That's dumb. Okay? You're not protesting anymore. You're fighting the police. Any lawyer would tell you, your court, your place to battle is in court. All right? It's not on the field, so to speak. The cops will always win there, right or wrong. That's just what it is, for now, until laws change, to whatever change. But that's what it is. You don't, being pulled over for weed or all these drugs, it's you never comply. You don't do it. Protesters, they're taught to go limp. They're not taught to resist. That's why you see all these protesters being carried out like dead worms, on a lot of these bigger protests where they're just, 5 cops have to pick the person up and walk out with them because they're just taught to go limp. That way nothing happens with you. You're not taught to fucking resist and interfere in police procedure. You're going to get yourself in trouble, but that's what they want.
I got to agree to that. They're escalating the violence so that way someone basically comes, shoots them, and then they have the justification. That guy's violent. He shot at us. That gives us the right to basically go into every house now or whatever.
And vice
All
versa,
right.
Joe Pawn, and vice versa. Now that ICE did that, that gives us the right to violently protest and fight ICE. It's the same thing. We can use the same logic there. That's why it's too circular. Joe Pawn, thank you so much, my friend. We appreciate you. Thanks for calling in. We'll talk to you on the next one.
Thank you for giving me the
Stuck in the
time.
middle, we have a 24-hour telethon with Joe. Be there.
Joe Pawn, yeah. On the next Joe Pawn telethon.
My God. Man can talk and not concede with the best of them. Let me tell you what.
Pot of coffee, I tell you.
We got like a final video because there is like one little errand I got to do, and it's like almost, Well, and I got to wake up early, but anyway. All right,
Yeah,
what do we got?
We're going to skip over. Damn. Do I get. Like you want one final video, right? That's kind of like we don't want to talk about it for too long. Like, we got to skip over the Trump farted sharded stuff. All right. We got to skip over that. We didn't finish Trevor Noah at the Grammys. Okay. There's a few ICE things we didn't finish. We didn't get to the only trans athlete thing. But if you want to see a funny video, Bill Maher and Marshawn Lynch. What's that show from back in the day? Like, not the what the fuck is it called? The Odd Couple. This is the Odd Couple in real life. Okay, this is some lightness we'll go out on. All right. I'm sorry we didn't get to everything. There's no point to get into the Trevor Noah stuff later or the Jelly Roll stuff later, but Trevor Noah goes on to make fun of Trump. Ha 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 ha. Jelly Roll goes on to praise Jesus. Kind of crickets. Like, everyone else says ice, ice. Jelly Roll's like, praise Jesus, and they're like, yeah, all right, that's fine. There's
praise Jesus. Oh, that was so.
Reba stands up.
Ago.
Reba stands up. Like that's the only person they go to where you see Reba stand up. So that was a funny juxtaposition there.
That is a funny metaphor, if you will. More focus on the the anger, I suppose, the manufactured outrage than on glory to God or something. That's kind of crazy work.
It's like boring.
Yeah.
Religion, boo. We want to talk about ICE, right? So
no, they want to talk more about how we're not on the files, we swear.
So this is completely unrelated to politics. Maybe the only slightly political thing here is Bill Maher mentions Killer Mike. We all know Killer Mike, a little political. Yeah. Right.
He was a big proponent of Bernie Sanders. I was a big fan of him, and I love his music.
About this.
Yeah. I totally forgot. Yep. He was a big. Yep. Where we go? Bam. All right. So this is Marshawn Lynch on Bill Maher's Club Random, and he's gonna get I don't want to say sexual, okay, but it's funny sexual because it's like black guy talk and like white guy talk, right? And there's like a little language thing going on, but it's like hilarious because Marshawn's like, oh, you mean in the bad way? Just listen, enjoy, listen. Great way to take us out.
In fact, Killer Mike was talking about this on my last show of the season. How the French.
You said Killer Mike?
Killer Mike,
Oh, yeah, that nigga he official. I fuck with Big Dog. You mad at him?
I love him.
That's my dog.
Are you kidding?
Hell yeah.
He took me to the Blue Flame.
See what I'm talking? Damn. Maybe I need to tap in with him.
You definitely do.
Was it hella ass cheeks in that motherfucker?
It was so ridiculous. It was like a cartoon.
Ridiculous.
To me,
in a good way.
Not in a
ridiculous. Oh, you mean not in a good way? There's such a language thing going on here. It's amazing.
That's one of the best things I've ever seen. Oh my God.
Was that hella ass there? He's like, it was ridiculous. Oh, you mean not in a good way?
You can see the misunderstanding. They are having the conversation without realizing how they're both interpreting it differently.
Yeah. It's totally white guy, black guy, old white guy, young black guy talk. They don't even know. Bill Maher's not hip on any of cool lingo, and Marshawn doesn't understand Bill. Yeah, it really does. Yes, Marshawn and Bill.
I'm an affluent white rich guy,
Yeah.
and
I'm a
I'm
former
I'm a brother
sports
from the
black,
hood.
and I'm a former NFL black sports player, and together we're living together, whatever the fuck it's called, you know.
Together, we have no idea what the fuck we're saying. to
Together
each other.
we're just winging it. That's what it's called. It's called winging it. That's what it's called.
That'll do. Just winging it.
Just winging it. You know what? I'm gonna make a Suno song called "Just Winging It," and we're gonna make this into a bit and make it into like an actual
dig it.
sitcom. Yeah.
That
I dig
nigga he official. I fuck with Big Dog. You mad at him?
I love him.
That's my
It's a
dog.
great. Are you kidding?
Hell yeah.
He took me to the Blue Flame.
See what I'm talking? Damn. Maybe I need to tap in with him.
You definitely do.
Was it hella ass cheeks in that motherfucker?
It was so ridiculous. It was like a cartoon.
ridiculous.
To me,
Oh, in a
ridiculous.
good way.
Not in a good way.
It was hella ass. That much ass. It was bad?
just. You know what?
It was hella ass. It was that much ass. It was it was in a bad way. Like, it's so good. It's so good. It's stupid. It's funny. It's
People
great.
have different ideas of beauty, and we are all allowed to, like, you know, when you order in a restaurant, I like it.
He said, "Oh shit, it was hella ass." It was like, oh, ridiculous. Oh, in a bad way.
Definitely do.
Was it hella ass cheeks in that motherfucker?
It was so ridiculous. It was like a cartoon.
ridiculous.
To me,
Oh, in a
ridiculous.
good way.
Not in a good way.
It was hella ass. That
It was,
much ass.
it was
bad?
just, like, you know what? People have different ideas of beauty, and we are all allowed to, like, you know, when you order in a restaurant, I like it rare and you like it well done, whatever.
You goddamn right. Okay, but
so, like, I've never been, what? We're shaking up.
He didn't even
Great.
know, like, Bill Maher had to embrace after that. You see, like he didn't even know, like, Marshawn was like, oh, we found just common ground. Now we must embrace. And like, like Marshawn put out, like, you know, like the gesture of goodwill of embrace. And Bill's like, oh shit, I guess we're embracing now. Like, it's so
Yeah, he
like
took it. That was so awkward to watch.
Okay, but so, like, I've never been, what? We're shaking up. Okay, great. So I've been to strip clubs. I just was never to one like that, where it was so exaggerated. The bulbousness of the buttocks, sometimes matched by a voluptuousness of the chestal region.
Titties.
Yes, I think.
Titties.
fat ass and titties.
He went
It sound like you
full
was in over
Ivy
your head.
League.
What did Marshawn
He
do?
went like full white boy Ivy League on like home slice here. No offense, please don't cancel me.
Voluptuous. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, you talking about fat ass and titties? Like, yeah, I am. Indeed, I am. Indeed, I
That's
am. Fat ass and titties. You're right. I don't even know why I said voluptuous. That was on me.
Of the chestal region.
Titties.
Yes,
Big ass
I think.
titties.
Yeah,
Oh, God. Shit, it sound like you was in over your head. You wasn't ready for all that ass.
I was completely ready for it. It was literally over my head.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I don't think you're ready for it.
I mean, the way Bill Maher describes it.
I know, it sounds like he wasn't ready for all that ass. Like, Marshawn's spot on. He's like, sounds like you weren't ready for all that ass.
He's just drowning in an ocean of ass cheeks, just flapping on him.
I mean, dude, Bill Maher, he's 70 years old. He's single. He's made multi-millions of dollars every year. I'm sure he's doing whatever a man in his position is doing. You know.
Oh yeah. I've okay. The challenge.
All this
here
voluptuous ass around me. he needs to get a little more Marshawn vibe.
Affluent kind of Jewish. Yeah, you know.
I think he even said chesticles and the massive chesticles.
Yeah, no, big ass titties.
Oh, you talking about big ass titties?
Do you remember this? This is the real challenge. Do you remember the one time I told you an old friend of mine that I knew through LiveJournal? She met him on a flight, and like they had a one night stand, and
I think so. Yeah, I think
he was
so.
a complete dick. But I guess when you're in that position of, you call the shots, you got the money, you're the celebrity. When they were at the hotel, he got close enough. He's like, "Your breath stinks. Go brush your teeth." And she's like, okay.
Yes, sir.
Does that
Thank you, sir. Like
yeah,
that,
pretty much, literally. And yeah, she sent me the selfie.
Let's see. Let's see.
Call from
Tyler.
Hello, unknown
Oh.
Tyler.
Yeah.
Do you even hear anything? Do you even hear anything? Like,
Yeah, I heard the stupid music.
what music?
He was playing music.
What
You
music?
didn't hear?
No, I heard music. I couldn't make out what the fuck he was playing.
This is some kind of rap.
Oh yeah, like do better, do better. You could be better than this, man. Troll better.
I think it's was it Julian's number or
No,
unknown?
well, it said private number. It did.
Okay,
It said
either or
private.
unknown or Julian. I'm glad we you know what? How
about this?
Real, what's that?
Go ahead.
Oh, let me see this Trump video. The shit's in our title.
You want to see the Trump video?
Yeah,
Wanna go
I would
for
like
it?
to see what's been made big deal.
Well, it's not really in
So-
our title, but it's now. It definitely is.
okay,
The
yeah,
trans
just the-
athlete thing is in our title.
Right,
That's
yeah, I know.
literally in our title.
Let's hit him. Let's hit him. Let's keep going. And, and I'll let you know when I got stuff. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I like it. You know what? I love it because I literally just pulled up Suno and I hit the play button on the outro music, and as soon as I hit play, you started talking, but I noticed it was on mute, so no one heard it.
Okay.
All right, listen, I'm gonna turn one more time.
Call from
Tyler. Sorry about the music.
Tyler.
No. Why?
I'm gonna go ahead and put on Do Not Disturb. Julian, you're better than that. You don't gotta do the
No,
prank
you're
phone
not.
calls. I mean, like I think you can be better than that. I know you resort to that silly shit like that, but you can at least call and say words sometimes. But right now it's on Do Not Disturb, so do not try, do not pass go, do not collect $200. Ain't happening.
All kinds of fans up in here. All right, so what we're about to show. I don't know if any of you have seen. I don't watch the news media shit. Pretty much anything through the internet, but I've been hearing. Let's go to posts on social media. My friends on the left have been saying Trump shit himself. LOL. He cleared out the room. So I have not seen the actual clip. I am dying to. So we're extending this for a smidge.
Give me fucking 2 seconds.
Okay. All right, Josh got to handle that business. Okay. Oh boy. Well, this is an awkward spot. No. Well, let me take this opportunity. First off, thank you for bearing with us throughout this show this evening. This is something we always hope to achieve and do at least 2, if not 3. It is challenging to maintain a life, work, and podcast balance, but we do our best. We hope that's sometimes enough for y'all. Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, it's kind of up in the air. We talk about a Discord a hell of a lot, by the way, by CFAL Skateboard. Check out CFAL's channel. And please like and subscribe. We think that this channel has faced some shadow banning issues. We do talk about some controversial topics, especially I'll put some blame on myself. I personally go a bit after Islam. I'll admit it. I see a lot of issues with that, and I'll save that rant for the future, perhaps the next episode. But I am at a point personally where someone needs to convince me that the majority of that religion, and which is 25% radicals, can somehow cohabitate with the rest of us like every other literal religion seems to. But aside from that, also to we have a couple number one fans out there. Tyler, aka Julian, I was hoping you were better than that, but I've always known you had nothing going for you, and now I just be a detractor. That's more engagement. We dig it. All right, go on, bro.
So the alleged fart heard around the world comes at 3 seconds in. All right, so it happens really quickly. It'd be better if whoever's watching, anybody, you have earphones on, you can hear a little better. When you hear it through the speaker, you're not going to hear much. I'm not going to lie to you. This is why I think this fucking story, quote, stinks. But fuck yeah. Check this out though. And then we'll have somebody on the left who is a physical therapist and something else and something else. They're going to break this down for us and tell us why this is the case. And if Eli and myself are truly open-minded, we're going to hear him out and we'll see how we feel at the end of it. But here's the speech, about 3 seconds in. See if we can hear it.
Chemists are coming up with new opioids faster than the government has been able to keep up.
Did you hear? That's what you hear. Like you faintly hear.
All right, I'm gonna raise the volume kind of high. All right, let's do that again.
Chemists are coming up with new opioids faster than the government has been able to keep up. Yeah. We're going proactive on these new chemicals.
So then watch at that moment, watch Lady in the Green, watch RFK, watch all them and see what they do if they actually hear that fart sound and or smell it.
Chemists are coming up with new opioids faster than the government has been able to keep up. We're going
She kind of
proactive
looks over, she looks over.
That's great.
RFK just looks pissed the entire time. He looks just like, fucking son of a bitch.
I hear fantastic things. Thank you all very much. We really appreciate it a lot. Thank you, Oz. It's doing a fantastic.
Oz barely wants to shake his hand. I ain't touching that shit hand.
Job. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, please. Thank you.
And right there,
Poll that says people think ICE's tactics are too.
right there, they're ushered. All the press is ushered out of the room right there. So he sharts allegedly 2 times. I'll tell you. So the first time is at 3 seconds.
Chemists are coming up with new opioids faster than the government
Right
has
there.
been able to keep up.
And then-
we're going
and then-
proactive on these new chemicals.
That's great. No, I hear fantastic things. Thank you all
Right
very
there.
much.
So like right there. So those are the 2 times it says. So there's at 3 seconds and then at between 9 and 10 seconds. So here's the first one.
Chemists are coming up with new opioids faster than the government has been able to keep up. We're going
then-
proactive on these new chemicals.
That's great. No, I hear fantastic things. Thank you all very much. We really appreciate it a lot. Thank you, Oz. He's doing a fantastic job.
And look at Kennedy, dude. His fucking face. Look, he's looking at Trump in utter disgust right now. Look at this. Hang on. Look at this man's face, dude.
I mean, all I'm seeing is like
He's
like, dude, I'm gonna
pissed.
give you the jab so bad.
Look at that. He's never wanted to give somebody the vaccine so much before than right now. I can't wait.
Okay,
I can't do
my
a good
my honest like this is my first time seeing this shit. All right, all I've been hearing is this shit. I've been hearing about this shit. Oh, hello, and it's from all the usual suspects. Some of our mutual friends, not so much friends anymore. Been talking about it like he shit all over the place and started flinging it. And the room was like they cleared out of their own volition. It's nothing like, of course, what they're doing with their game of telephone.
You can
wow.
barely hear it. It's so inaudible. It's like
I didn't at first. I did not.
Like I can't tell if it's just someone going in the background. Just like you hear everyone coughing the whole. Like you hear every single press person coughing the entire time.
Chemists are coming up with new opioids faster than the government has been able to keep up. We're going proactive.
You hear
on
Mike
these new
rustling,
chemicals.
No, I hear
sneezing.
fantastic things. Thank you all very much. We
Right
really
there.
appreciate it a lot. Thank you, Oz. He's doing a fantastic
There's so
job.
much background sound. There's so much background sound, and then how do you pinpoint the fart to Trump?
This is the silliest thing to gain traction to me. I don't know.
I would love for it to be true. I would love a good he farted. It would be hilarious. I'd laugh my ass off. I don't care who you are, right, left, center, up, down. You fart on camera, I'm gonna laugh at you.
This reminds me of the left can't meme. You can't even find a good fucking to latch onto to make go viral. You're trying, but you suck.
You want to see, if this guy can convince us if this is truth or not.
To watch the.
You want to try and see what happens?
No,
because this is going to be an audible and a visual representation of how quote the left sees what happened here.
Oh god. Okay.
So we just watched the video.
I'm seeing Duke right now. Like that's Duke to me. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. It is. How can you not, man? How can you not, dude? If people talks about it, how can you not believe it? You don't like the guy, so it's got to be true. How can you not? How can you not? Unless you're stupid.
The president shit himself on camera.
Heard that before.
I'm a physical therapist with a doctorate in my field and 14 years experience.
Physical therapy has nothing to do with farts. I'm going to tell you that right now. Zilch to do with farting. Okay?
He's been around them.
You don't work the sphincter. Yeah, you've been around farts. You don't. There's nothing to do with farts.
That makes us certified professionals of assessing farts and what extent they are. Okay.
Fuck this fart guy.
Come with me to watch the president shit himself on camera. I'm a physical therapist with a doctorate in my field and 14 years experience working in home health care, treating geriatric patients with dementia and incontinence of bowel, like that guy.
Are coming up with new opioids faster than the government has been able to keep
You
up.
barely hear it.
Proactive on these new chemicals.
That's good. No, I hear fantastic things. Thank you all very much. We really appreciate it a lot. Thank you, Oz. He's doing a fantastic job. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, please. Thank you.
Mr. President, can you respond to the new Fox poll that says people think ICE's tactics are too aggressive?
Thank you guys. For supporting the cameras. We're going. Thank you, friends. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Guys. Thank you.
Listen closely to just after the guy to his right talking says faster, and then right after...
Look, because she's itching her nose, that means she's saying it stinks. You know what I mean? Like, that's the whole vibe here. I didn't mean to cut him off. Let's see what he says.
Listen closely to just after the guy to his right talking says faster, and then right after Trump says, I'm hearing fantastic things. You can hear sharts right in those spots. Also, the White House aides are panicking to get the press.
Panicking. They're panicking.
They don't want them to catch a whiff of what this lady already has. Now, I got sent this video a ton after it started to go viral, saying Trump soiled himself on the couch on Fox News. But I'm pretty sure that's been edited with AI. People kept sending me this most recent clip.
So, like, already, like, there's this appeal to, like, see, I'm telling the truth. I'm telling you, this one's fake, okay? This one's AI. I got no reason to lie to you, right? I want it to be real, but that one's fake. This one, bro, this one's real, dude. And you can believe me because I said the other one was fake, and you know I want it to be real, so you know I'm not lying.
How many views does this little idiot have with this one shit video?
Not a lot. 5,000.
Okay, all right.
Well, okay. Let me be fair though. This is probably from TikTok, and I don't. This video on X has 5,000. On TikTok, his name is Epistemic Crisis. So I'm not sure.
I don't know. I'd have some concern if this kind of stuff went viral, like, because this is stupid. It's funny, but it's stupid.
I bet you on TikTok, I bet you it's got a few 100,000 views. I bet you.
No, trust me, it doesn't take much to get attention on TikTok.
This is a great example of just a normal person who maybe has a little more sway over the people around him, and this is the shit he's saying out there to his friends and going around and arguing with people like, see, Trump farted, and like completely looking at something and almost making up sounds and saying, see, that was a fart. See, that was a shart. See?
You know what I mean? Also, why was Harold Bornstein his personal physician for years when Bornstein was a gastroenterologist, not a primary doctor? Why would you seek out the care of a gastroenterologist like that unless your primary concerns, medically speaking, were bowel incontinence? And the second that Bornstein let it slip that Trump uses Propecia to fight hair loss, Trump sent the chief White House counsel and the guy who was nicknamed Wet Wipes from the set of The Apprentice down to Bornstein's office to grab all of Trump's medical records. Oh, and Trump has yet to take legal action against Noel Casler, who worked on the set of The Apprentice and spilled all the tea about Trump sharding himself on a regular basis. I don't give a fuck. I've seen plenty of dementia patients develop incontinence of bowel or bladder just because of cognitive deficits. But with this guy's story, I'm starting to think it was a traumatic injury. I still think he's got roughly 1 to 3 months left in the land of the living, or before he gets impeached, or the 25th Amendment is invoked.
So now his incontinence it's either he's going to pass away or he's going to get impeached, or like, what? What? He didn't convince me. He didn't convince me. I'll tell you right now.
I actually find myself with a confusing kind of anger.
Yeah.
That I even like
a waste of time.
the Adam Sandler movie, like we are all dumber for bro, dude, go somewhere with just find a place. What's up? No reply. I do see you. It's something we may have to revisit. Let's go over the irony of this, like what to us, I think normal folk.
Oh my God, the trans thing.
Yeah, it's a fucking nothing burger announcement.
Probably my favorite of the night, just because looking at it off rip, you're like, oh, this is bound to be controversial. And
that's what I expected when I saw the thing.
Yeah.
When I saw the headline, I was like, oh boy, here we go again.
Are you ready for the headline?
Where's my turf superhero?
Are you ready for the headline? You ready for it? You ready?
Bring it on. My turfism is activated.
Meet the only out trans athlete competing at the Winter Olympics. We're winning.
Let me guess. All right, so another male to female competing with the females because it's a dude. Because I'm triggered.
No,
I am triggered.
No. Yeah.
I mean, that's the only reason they headline this shit, right?
No. I should have
rage bait.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I guess that's on me. I should have specified. It's actually a biological woman, and she's transitioned to a man. She's a trans man. Yeah. So trans you would think,
man. Okay, so
then
great.
she
we
must
got a
be
vagina that's gonna hang with the dicks.
Oh no. See, actually, because she was born a woman, and then she's a trans man. She's actually, as far as the Winter Olympics go, she's gonna be on the women's team. On the women's team.
I beg your pardon. I beg your look. We've been doing this for years.
Yep.
We've been using this kind of rage bait because, by God, I love this kind of rage bait.
Yep.
It just won't go away. But this is a woman who is just calling herself a man, but is actually competing with the other women.
As a woman.
So it's a woman that's just staying just playing with other women.
Yeah. But
what the?
She's a man.
Okay. All right.
Trans
the
man.
woman.
Yeah.
This is a female biologically.
Because usually though, right? Usually we'd be upset.
It's implied.
Right.
It's implied.
Usually we'd be upset.
Woman, got vulva, ovaries. It just is saying I'm a man, baby.
Yeah.
But is not competing with other men.
No. Competing with his biological birth gender,
sisters.
Right. Whereas usually, right, there'd be like a biological man, right? That's now like, hey, I'm a woman, right? Which is cool. It's fine, whatever you want to be, right? But they'd be then trying to compete with the women, right? So you got biological man competing with biological women, and we're like, whoa, no, don't do that. But then they're like, hey, I'm a biological woman, but I'm a man, but I'm still gonna compete with the biological women. So we're like, that's cool. That's cool though. That's okay, fine. So, that's nothing. We don't have anything. We have no issues with that. That's what we wanted. Okay.
This has been something that's bothered me, to the point where people are like, why does it bother you so much? It's like, well, you're telling me, 1 + 1 = fucking 4 or something, but
it doesn't.
So wait.
Doesn't.
Are you implying like we won?
We won.
They're staying in their own biological, okay.
We won. We won.
We fucking won.
We won.
It's over, dude. All that confusion for the kids and
we won.
Bro, turf power. Thank you. They listened. They know. Okay, all right. Call yourself a man, whatever. The dinosaur, but stay in your own lane. Cool.
In the article, it's like out sports, right? Out sports. In the article, nary a word of hey, trans man he's in the women's, and that's not cool, but they're like, hey, trans athlete, like they got an issue with this. Nothing. Zilch. Nothing is wrong with this. In fact, it's amazing because there's I'm with it. I'm with it.
W, like, look, me personally, I'm
out.
Never celebrating the alphabet communities, but
never thought you'd hear this, right?
Man.
Stuck in the Middle's pro trans athletes in sports because this
new segment.
Look at that.
Right. Good on you.
Fuck yeah.
For not making, good job.
I do have like a downside that I kind of figured out maybe with this whole thing, though.
It's impossible.
There's a little bit of a downside.
The biological woman knows to stay
in her lane.
With their own gender, their lane. Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah. About that though, you see, like you said though, like you're right though, like the biological woman. Even though she's a trans man, she, quote, stays in her lane.
Yeah, great.
I guess coming to find out the whole problem this whole time is, unfortunately, biological men aren't staying in their lanes. It's a good example to show right now, unfortunately, that like biological woman, trans man stays in biological woman sports. People are like, fuck yeah, right? Biological man, trans woman, wants to play in women's sports. People are like, fuck no.
Wait. Are you telling me that there's a man that's gonna bitch about the bitch that's like being a cool bitch?
A full transitional woman, if you will. Yeah. Emotional bitch. I'm gonna emotionally a bitch.
So a man that just like did all the extra steps.
Yeah.
Right.
But still is gonna compete. Biological man, trans woman, going off the previous article, we would say biological man, trans woman, they're probably going to compete with the biological men, like the biological woman who was a trans man went to compete with the biological women did, right? In this instance, we'd be like, oh, yeah, no, for sure. The biological man who's a trans woman would go ahead and obviously stay in the biological man sport. No. The biological man who's a trans woman.
A lot of us are lost. Okay, you're telling me spell it out for me. I'm brand new. I'm newborn.
Yep.
Spell it out.
Where do you want me to start?
Okay, so the biological woman that says, "Hey, I'm a dude. Everybody, don't worry. I'm gonna compete with the women."
Biological woman.
All well and good. We got an article. That's the headline. Okay, cool.
Biological woman. Trans man. Biological woman turns into a trans man, stays in the biological women's sports. Biological woman, trans man, stays in the biological women's sports.
Good. Okay,
we got it?
What's this article that I'm looking at?
So this one, biological man, trans woman wants to stay in the women's sports.
This tranny,
if we were going off the first article, right? The biological stays with the biological, right? So if the second article, we got a biological man here, and they're going to a trans woman, we would think, based off the first article, they would stick with the biological man sports. Well, no. All the men, not under my watch, bitch. I'm going to compete with the women because I'm a trans woman. So come to find out, women becoming men, cool as shit. They got no issues. Men becoming women, total bitches. All they do is bitch and bitch and bitch. I'm a woman. It's like, learn from women. They can be better men than you can. What the fuck?
All right, so the male bitch here, the dude bitch, the one. Okay,
the trans women are the issue. The trans men are fine.
Is mad that the woman is playing with women. He wants her to play with the men. Is that the crux of it?
Well, the two articles aren't intertwined though. Like Article 2 isn't like judging Article 1.
Oh, that's what I thought.
We are applying the judgment from Article 1 to Article 2, and we're saying, why can't the trans man who is a biological woman? Like, they're cool. They stay in the biological woman sports.
Yeah, great. Fantastic.
The biological man who becomes a trans woman wants to play with women. They should stay in the biological men sport, like Article 1 did with the biological. It's crazy, but we'll
Why
get
did
there.
that man have to fuck this up by being such a bitch?
Well, and you know the fuck shit of it all is because this trans woman was forced to stick with the men, even though he's a biological man. He's going to protest, and he's going to swim topless in the protest. He's a man, and he doesn't have boobies, but he's like, I'm going to swim topless because I'm a woman.
All right.
That's his protest. I'm so confused. And look, but check it out. Biological woman, trans man, cool as a cucumber. You know what? I'll compete with the biological woman. No problem. Gotcha.
Even though there's no cucumber.
No cucumber. Wants a cucumber, can't have it. Can't have the cucumber. But is cool with no cool as no cucumber. Cool as no cucumber. Right?
Yeah.
Right?
All right.
Biological men, on the other hand,
all that estrogen.
Not cool with the cucumber.
Not cool with
cool with the cucumber. They don't want the They don't want the cool. I've worked my ass off to get rid of this cucumber. I'm done being cool with it. I want to play with the cucumber less.
Did they get surgical melons to go with the lack of the cucumber?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
All right.
They were born with the cucumber. Whether you take it off or not does not.
So it's just a male chest with a.
Correct. Exactly. They're swimming topless as a trans woman.
I failed to see the. That's like a move in Pokemon. Like you.
It's just normal. It's just normal. Yes, guys take their shirts off. Yes, gotcha.
Yeah.
We don't call it topless, by the way, but that's fine if you want to because you're a trans woman. Gotcha.
Shirtless, if you will. So this topless, dude is just going.
You don't go topless at the pool? I go topless at the pool.
I love hanging with the dudes.
Yeah, I go topless, bro. I go topless at the pool. Yeah.
You know, sometimes I'm topless when I sleep. Yes.
I feel like we cracked it though, right? Like trans men, cool as shit. Trans women, you're overcompensating for the bitchiness that you don't have by being extra bitchy.
Estrogen deficiency.
Extra estrogeny bitchy.
That's okay. So yeah, the actual man is the Karen.
Yes.
So trans men are the new Karens. Damn it. Dude, men are out Karening the women, the female Karen. All right.
But but also too, their women are being better men because they're trans men, but they're like, whatever, dude. I'll play with the women. That's fine with me. And guess what? And all biological men want to do is play with the women, you know? But they can't because you're a biological man, you see? This is the conundrum. This is the conundrum they have.
And very simple observation question from Tech here. Like, what is a trans woman? Why the distinction? You know what? Like, this entire
a trans woman is a biological man, right? A trans woman is...
shut up with the... Yeah, I think we all get that.
Are you sure?
My apologies for the aggression.
That's fine. I'm aggressive too.
Like, it just sounds like, you know, so a woman is going to stay with the women, but the dude...
wants to be with the women.
It wants to
be with the women, right?
Yeah,
it's like no. First one, totally fucking kosher, totally cool as a cucumber. Second one, it's not cool because you have a cucumber, right? First one, cool as a cucumber. Second one, not cool because of the cucumber.
Lack of cucumber.
No, because of the cucumber.
Because of cucumber.
Because of the cucumber. First one. Biological woman, no cucumber, cool as a cucumber. Second one, you got the cucumber. You got the cucumber.
Let that be a lesson, everybody.
That's why.
Okay. All right. This was a scientific, educational, inspired lesson that we rehearsed for about decades.
Don't tell me we don't solve things here on Stuck in the Middle. I mean, that we literally just solved the whole trans issue just like that. Bam.
At no point was I confused during that conversation.
You shouldn't be. You shouldn't be at all. It's very, very clear.
I knew the moment I heard that headline that we had this. We nipped it.
Yeah. We nipped it where? In the bud or
I
in
didn't want to say. I fucking,
nipped it in a few places, but we chose in the bud. Nipped it right in the bud. Hopefully Suno will play in a
Okay,
second.
good. We just started to freeze a little bit.
No,
there,
it's
so
because
I was like, "Oh, good, all right."
my internet's acting a fool right now. That's all. It's
All
'cause
right, good timing.
I
good
got
timing.
like 14 tabs up. None of them are closing out.
Okay.
So
Your internet was just like, bro, fuck nation sauce.
no, you know what we can do is we'll just play the you know what? We'll play the intro as the outro. How about that?
Bet.
You know what? Just to not
Like, subscribe, share, anywhere. And we appreciate each and every one of you. No Reply, remember, please send any of the emails. No Reply has information, and I would love to see, or if posted on your community tab, bro. Progressive Patriot, just anything via comment or Stuck in the Middle Show at gmail.com. Please, we would love to see everything you guys want to see us talk about.
What a fun show. I had some fun here tonight.
Yeah, me too.
I enjoyed myself. I hope all of you out there in the Stuck in the Middle universe enjoyed yourself as well. Yeah, we're going to try to do Thursday, maybe Saturday. We'll figure it out what's what.
Yeah, I got to see the next day off, but yes, definitely.
Heard that. Well, with that said, please like and subscribe if you haven't yet to the old Stuck in the Middle, your pals over here at Stuck in the Middle. And if you have subscribed and liked it, give us a share out to somebody who hasn't. It'd be much appreciated. Thanks for hanging out. And Eli, take us out.
No Reply, I'm going to go to your channel right now to check that out. And with that being said, you've heard all of the things. So with that, be out there, think critically, and do not give up on discourse. God bless. We'll see you on the next.
We'll
Stuck in the
see
Middle.
ya.